Folks, this is X from TPOT Media. Open your mind and wake your black ass up. You know what time it is. Hit that damn like button as you make your way in the door. Grab a seat, settle in, get ready. It's the Grown Man Hour with your host, my man, Bernard Riley.
What's up? What's going on? What's going on, everybody? What's going on, everybody? Shout out to each and every one of you. Shout out to each and every one of you. About to get this thing started. Shout out to LB Crypto in the building. Says, let's go. Shout out to Dark Knight Mentality. Says, salute BR. Jackie Jack says, Mr. Leave Me Alone at it again. Yeah. I wanted to cover this and be done with it on that Sunday show, the impromptu Sunday show, but I didn't quite finish it because breaking down the part between the exchange between Anton and Yanni, which was a lot of meat on the bone there, ended up taking 2 hours and then opened up the panel. So as promised, we are doing the part two. As promised, we are doing the part two. Ad vitam, and I'm going to mess that up. I'm going to botch it. Let me see if I can make it bigger, though, and see if that makes a difference. Ad vitam aeteranam. Okay. Anyway, you, person speaking French, says, good morning, fam. Says, thanks, Bernard, for the breakdown part 1 and 2. He says, this misadventure by Anton Daniels exposed that these red pill YouTubers are fake and they are blue pill inside themselves. You are exposing your lack of knowledge or understanding of who's who. Anton himself was really noticed by the manosphere about a year ago when he did a video called The Red Pill is Lying to You, where he basically went at the red pill. I don't know if he ever considered himself red pill, but he did get red pill. The Doing the Lapeef Let's Talk show has, I think, red pilled him. So, so I don't know what you're talking about there, Mr. Let Go. I'm gonna be breaking down. I think he used to do content more on like the Ace Metaphor, Derek Jackson spectrum. And then when he saw Manosphere talking points, isms, and schisms were popular and profitable, he kind of switched up his game. So, when you say these red pill YouTubers, like, who you talking about? Like, know who you talking about, know who's who. I don't think Lapeef ever claimed any of that. I mean, JR, I don't think he ever claimed any of that. But he's the one who I give him the pass of. he was doing PR, public relations. He was doing PR. But I don't think he ever claimed red pill. So no, you're coming with the energy of trying to hit the red pill community or the manosphere with the broad brush. What everybody does. Everybody wants to try to kill the manosphere and then feast off the carcass of it. That's what everybody does. That's what everybody's been doing since this Pearl thing. That's what a lot of people are doing with this thing. But he goes on to say, you saw how and Anton wasn't as bad as everybody said. I thought he got dog walked. He didn't. He apologized at the end, but then he did that as like a bargaining tool to get her to take down his wife and kids or whatever. And I think she did off the thumbnail, but I think she also kind of had to, because that would make her look bad to leave them up there. But she said she did that to just get his attention. But overall, I don't think I think Anton won the back and forth in the argument. It just looked bad at the end because he did apologize. I didn't make it to that part. But he was standing. He stood his ground for 95% of the discussion, and then he gave a little at the end and used that as a bargaining chip to get her to take his wife and kids down. So I understood what he did right there. He says, you saw how they run and got down on their knees and begged for forgiveness and explained themselves. I mean, we're talking about Mr. Let Go. Okay. All right. We ain't gonna go too deep into that. I'm enjoying your comments. Shout out to, man, I'm Lucas. Y'all kill me with these names. Shout out to RM. Shout out to Wayman Casey. Shout out to Hood Conservative. Say, I still say she got too much face. If she had less face, it wouldn't be better. It would be better. Okay. Snuggle says, drop the link. Just getting a few more in. Just getting a few more in. John Thornton, shout out to you. Shout out to Leezy Kush. Says, sup fam, never let people who don't pay your bills tell you how to make your money. Bingo, bingo, bingo. BINGO on that one. Shout out to all of you gentlemen. Shout out to all you gentlemen. Stack or starve in the building. Shout out to you. Shout out to you. All right, about to get into this thing. But one thing I do want to do and acknowledge, is that 3 people over the weekend became new patrons. 3 people over the weekend became patrons. I do appreciate all my new patrons, and I've been putting Patreon content up sort of consistently now. Well, I ain't even gonna say sort of consistent. I've been doing it consistently. So shout out to Darth Low IQ, who welcome back. I say welcome back. Shout out to Jay Morgan and Jay Thomas. Appreciate each and every one of you becoming Patreons. Do appreciate each and every one of you for becoming Patreons. Do appreciate it. So we're about to get into it. We're going to be picking up pretty much where we left off on the last show. And here we go. Well, actually, no, we're not. We're not going yet because I don't got it up and ready to go. But it will be there. It will be there. One second.
Hold up. All
right. We're going to skip the Anton part. Oops, I didn't mean to put that up there. We're going to skip the part with Anton because I covered that yesterday. All right. Make sure I got my
Mr.
sound.
Lego.
What's up, Yanni?
All right.
How are you doing, sir?
I'm doing great. Nice to meet you.
It's nice.
All right, so we in here. We got it. Took me a minute to get it pulled up and ready to go, but we are in here and ready to go. Make sure y'all hit the like button. We're about to have another good one. The last one was definitely a classic. We're going to try to keep that back going. Or get that back going, but let's see. Hey, y'all are clowning. Said her face 70% of the screen. Yeah, I know I like to attack ideas and not people. I got a couple jokes in. I slipped a couple jokes in yesterday on it. But all right, let's get ready to go. To the degree that I do want to throw in just a bit of backstory, which I said in the beginning, and I'll probably restate this point a few times. My biggest issue with Mr. Let Go, and I'm very careful about not being too critical of men when I notice that they speak up for men on behalf of men or argue the views, thoughts, perspective, insights of men from a masculine perspective. When I see men doing that, even if I have disagreement with them on that, I tend to not criticize them. I tend to not say anything or do anything to get in their way, because that's counterproductive. When you do that, you're essentially working for you basically become a sisterhood goon. That's what I call it. You basically become a sisterhood goon when you do that. I think Mr. Let Go is a very unique case because, like I said earlier on, he was sort of on the ace metaphor spectrum of things. Wasn't as full, simp as ace metaphor, wasn't as full of Panda Bear as Ace Metaphor, but he was on that spectrum. He was more over there than what he was on the spectrum of what the things that men say in the manosphere. But somewhere along the way, I believe when he saw Kevin Samuels and he saw that the manosphere was profitable, he changed up his rhetoric, and then he started just spitting straight manosphere bars to the point to where people started saying, "Hey, you're a part of the manosphere, aren't you?" And then he said, "No, those guys are losers because they say the same thing that I say, but they say it, they losers, but I'm just telling the truth." You know, that when he started doing that, and then every chance he get, he take a shit on the manosphere, is like he's taking a shit on it, he's trying to destroy it and feed off the carcass because he's using the same exact bars. He's spitting the same bars while trying to say they stupid, they don't make no sense. But if they don't make sense, you don't make sense. Because you're clearly saying a lot of the same shit or the same exact shit that they're saying. So in that sense, a part of me doesn't want to be critical because you see how, so one could say I was Anton Daniels' defense force on the last show, which I gave some criticism where some was necessary, but for the most part, everybody who was trying to say that this woman, he went on there and got dog walked by a woman, that ain't true. I ain't see that. Now, a part of me does have a bit of hesitation when it comes to Mr. Let Go as well, because he does, even though I don't think he believes the things that he's saying, even though I do think that he's playing an act, he is still saying it. And just like I say, a lot of women are allies in the propaganda war. There could be men who don't believe the words coming out of their mouth, but they build nice platforms and they say the stuff that the manosphere is saying. They essentially become allies in the propaganda war. However, he's constantly taking the shit on men who speak up for men who speak the views, sentiments, ideas, views, and perspectives of the manosphere. And when you're constantly taking the shit on that, it's like you're being a sisterhood goon in one hand, but then you're spitting manosphere bars in the other hand. So you basically, I put you categorically in a place where you essentially you're on the Niggerlander syndrome. It can be only one. I want to own the market. That's why I want to kill the manosphere so I can stand alone and feast off the carcass of the manosphere. And when you do that, that's where I lose respect for you. There's respect that I have for Anton and JR to where I'm not going to just give them hell for whatever they did wrong here. I'm not going to give them hell for that. But with Mr. Let Go, it is kind of a different thing. We saw that when he came on my show, where he came on my show to talk about other shit, but I could tell when he came on my show, he came on basically to just ride on the manosphere and say, y'all a bunch of losers. I could tell that's what it was about, like real quick, like instantly. And I was like, oh, I see the play. I see the game. I see what he's doing. I see, so that's where I can't respect that. I can't respect that. Anton JR, they do their own thing. They, they don't make it their point to try to shit on the space, on the sphere of men. That truth be told, a lot of their concepts and ideas and everything that they do kind of came out of the belly of this beast. I think they understand that, even though they're their own unique thing. They're their own unique thing. They're not trying to throw rocks over the fence. I respect that. I respect that. That's how it should be. But somebody wants to constantly attack the other people who are in the same field, the same arena that they are. That's essentially the Jason Black strategy, where he used the situation with Pearl and white supremacists to basically say, yeah, I'm going to use this incident to attack other black male YouTuber or black female YouTube competitors who have the eyes, ears, and minds of the black audience that should be listening to him, the black authority. It's like, I understand content strategy when I see it. I understand the negative content strategy. So there's that. That's the backstory there. That's the backstory there. Shout out to who we got here. Well, Black Merlin, not a super chat, but He says, I remember when he said that on your show, Mr. Letgo said the manosphere was a bunch of whiny losers. Yeah. Yeah. Yep. That's the game. That's the game. That is the game. But shout out to John Paul D. Waterford in the building, says part 2, Mr. Let Go, and then panders to women like Ace Metaphor by saying everyone else that's not 100% speaking or moving the way he does are losers for cover. Yeah, i.e. the manosphere and the passport bros. Yep, that's the game. That's the game. Say the same shit that the manosphere says, basically steal all their swag, all the everything that's everything that people, that content creators within the manosphere have said and been saying for 8 years, as long as I've been paying attention. Yeah, for about 8. Well, I started paying attention probably 6 years ago to the stuff, probably 2018, late 2017, but it was going on as I understand it. So I'm just gonna start it at 2015. Angerman O'Shea Obsidian. That's where I started. Understand there were things going on before that, but that's as far back as I was able to trace it. As far back as I personally was able to trace it, but I know there was stuff going on before that. It's so basically everybody who's been already baking this cake for so long, it turns into a situation. It turns into a situation where they literally try to, okay, I'm going to move in on this territory. I'm going to move in on this market, but I got to sully the name of everybody who's already in this market. I can't have people associate me with them. I got to call them losers, even though I'm saying the same thing, even though I'm doing the same thing, even though I'm reacting to the same content. I'm producing the same content. I'm doing it different. Now, he does have harsh criticism of those who do it behind avatars, and I do understand that, even though I do have more sympathy and understanding. Two of my favorite people to talk to, Game Changer and Hood, are behind avatars, so I do understand that criticism. But the whole thing where he, no, this is the only difference in what you're saying. It's not that everybody who don't move exactly like him or saying exactly what he's saying 100% are losers. It's anybody who he views as competition, or anybody who could potentially have a negative image that he doesn't want to be associated to. He say that they're losers, and that's a bit disingenuous. Because everybody don't have to be crystal clean and clear in their imagery. It would be more honest to say that, hey, these guys have image issues and I don't want to be associated with them, instead of trying to make it seem like they're doing something that you're not doing. But anyway, that being said, hang on one second, people. Hang on. I'm back. That was a good thinking. RM. Play when I say hold on, play some music. I like that. I dug that. But all right. On to is that it on the super chats? Oh shit. Okay, well, no, it's not. Shout out to you. Just dropped another big one on it. RM, I don't know. We want to try to build this plane while we're flying it. If you have the ability to wrench him up. I don't know if you have that ability or not, but check. Because there's something called a moderator, that's a standard moderator and a managing moderator. I think you can give wrenches. John Paul D. Waterford in the building with another one. He says, part 4, Mr. Let Go. Mr. Let Go's new nickname is Mr. Ace Samuels, or Mass for Mass for short. Oh wow, that's funny. He said, Mr. Let Go, you're acting like a mass again. Or Mass, what's your thoughts on the topic? Or Mr. Let Go, you're talking out the side of your mass again. Wow. That's funny stuff. That is funny stuff. I like it. I like what you did there. Pull them up on the screen, RM. If I've got super chats that I'm reading out of order, yeah, just pull them up on the screen. And he comes back with another one. He said, Mr. Let Go is Ace Metaphor version of the Godfather, Kevin Samuels. He effectively says the same thing as Kevin Samuels, if not worse at times. Yeah. He's doing a good rendition. He's doing a good rendition. But thank you for the heavy-handed super chats. Thank you for those heavy-handed super chats. I will try as I might to rinse you up. I apologize. I'm taking all day getting into this video. I'm off to a slow start. But we will get into it. But I do have to take the time to wrench this gentleman up who just supported the stream very hard and heavy-handed. I do have to take the time to wrench him up before we get things going. Got to take care of that house business. Okay, he's already wrenched up. Okay, good. All right, now let's get into it. Enough of the perfunctory. Enough of the slow build up. We are 24 minutes in. All right.
Nice to meet you. You know, I made a video about doing welfare and single motherhood.
Hold on 1 second. Hold on. I got it. Okay, I'm good now. Sorry.
I made a video about you regarding welfare and single motherhood in the housing crisis. You didn't like that video too much.
You said I didn't like the video?
No. I saw your comment. I just didn't respond.
What'd I say?
I don't really remember, but you weren't too happy with that. You weren't too happy with my video. But I didn't bring you on here for that.
Okay.
I just want to ask you, because you mentor women, right?
Yes.
Do you feel like they're being treated fairly when it comes to these panels?
No.
Okay.
To a certain degree. So I wanted to come up
now already fresh out the great gate. He's copping a plea. Now here's the thing. This is where the sidestepping comes in. Mr. Let Go has been on his channel. When he's going, he'll go off. And I haven't been watching in a minute. I haven't watched that as much since he's been on. I've watched him sporadically since he's been on my show. But I know leading up to it, I watched him. And he would be going off and going in. And whenever a chick would try to say anything where she tries to bring up, well, you got to understand, it's generational trauma. And he would be like, no, that's just stupid. What you're doing is stupid. Don't call it generational trauma. Don't try to give it a fancy scientific name. What you're doing is stupid. Like, he will go at him hard like that. Now, it's interesting. Now, he's in the face of a woman talking about how the Lapeef Network, who I don't think goes that damn hard on women. I don't think they go that hard on women. The only time they snap is when the chicks get super hella disrespectful. But again, that's the first plea being copped. Now, you notice Anton didn't cop those pleas. Anton said, no, I think we're fair. I think if a woman is showing class and respect, she get treated with a certain amount of respect. If she get out of pocket, then what happens. That's pretty much what Anton said. That's why I understand y'all criticizing Anton. But Mr. Let Go went a whole nother route with it.
Here while Anton was on here, because I don't believe in talking behind nobody's back. You feel me? So I was trying to come up here while Anton was here. But because it's hearsay, you know what I mean? But all together, because I'm not here to prove to nobody or whatever. Anton is not my cousin and JR ain't my brother or whatever. So I don't owe anything to them. But all together, because one thing Anton to tell you, and you said you watched the show, me and Anton go back and forth. One, me and Anton don't got into it over the women, and it's certain women on the show, and I'm not gonna say certain women, but yeah, there's certain women on the show that I actually protect. Certain women like Anton cannot go off on. Now, if it's some new woman or whatever, and she comes in there talking crazy or whatever, I don't know the woman, I don't know where she's from or whatever. So, I'm not necessarily here to just be, So Anton will literally say, wait.
He was about to say, I'm not just here to just be protecting random women, but he stopped short. He didn't want to say that. But that is a fair statement to say that he copped a plea and didn't say, because I can tell he's about to say it, But yeah, you don't just randomly go offer in defense of chicks that you don't know. You don't know this chick. If she says something out the way, then yeah, if she say something out the way and somebody correct her or check her, then it is what it is.
Are you under Mr. Let Go's Women Protection Agency? He'll make jokes about stuff like that, right? So he's made plenty of jokes about Mr. Let Go protects the women. Mm-hmm. Have you ever heard of Anton saying any of those type of statements? Just so I know where you are.
All right. What's the rhyme, reason, or motivation as to why he would even feel it's necessary to go up there and say that? And I said this on the last show, and we're running into this thing. We're gonna keep going back to this. We're going to keep going back to this. There are certain people, certain individuals who are doing manosphere-ish, manosphere-adjacent content, but they have successfully, effectively did something that most manosphere content creators have not done, and that's built a female audience. They've built a female audience. Kevin Samuels was probably the first one who truly did that, and even then he was majority male. Mr. Let Go may very well be majority male. He may very well be majority male, but he has a high enough female audience to where when the Lapeef Network is getting perp walked through the YouTube streets for how they treat women, even though they don't treat them that bad, Mr. Let Go has to come up and do, as somebody just said in the chat room, brand management. He has to do brand management. And that's the problem. If you can run a show where you talk about women, where you break down, and speak harshly of the things that women do. You call out their nonsense like Kevin Samuels. What happens when you look up and realize that this female viewership is a big part of your viewership, and perhaps a big part of your support, and a big part of your money? Those female shareholders, essentially, those female shareholders can make demands. Shareholders can make you say things you probably didn't want to say. They can make you fold on some things. They can make you take a company in a whole different direction you wasn't planning on going. See, now we're running into that problem where those who, have the internet, YouTube, relationships, content strategies that involve women all the way at not just in the point that they're doing consultations with women, not just to the point to where women are on the panels, which I approve that message. I'm okay with women on the panels, but to the point to where women are the viewership, and if women become the majority of the people donating, super chatting, cash apping, and all of that, now they can do an unhostile takeover or a hostile takeover, or it's already a takeover. It's already a takeover. So now you run into a problem. It's sort of what the gentleman said earlier in the show, where he's saying we're starting to see some of these guys, they aren't really what they say they are. Because Mr. Let Go has been talking all kind of stuff. I remember when Ace Metaphor got Brittany Renner to come on his show. Mr. Let Go was the one that was sitting right there next to her, and he said some real stuff. He said some real stuff. The words came out of his mouth in a way that was clear, concise, made sense, and he kind of dunked on her in a debate. And, but he could do that. He could win that argument with Brittany Renner. He can look good. He can get, the guys high fiving. Yeah. But at the end of the day, if women are your supporters, they're going to turn. They're going to have their motivations and their agendas. And then that's essentially the whole point of the show that I was saying yesterday, that they ended up having to get perp walked through the social media streets by a female platform that's like a Diet Cynthia G platform, which I'm assuming that they look at their analytics and they see some of their viewers probably watch this viewer, and she probably look at her analytics and say some of her viewers watch Mr. Let Go or watch the Lapeef Network, which means she has the ability to stir the pot of their audience. Like, that's deep. That's deep to the point to where they probably made a business decision why they got to come in and get perp walked and go through the motions of doing that. Or it could have been, that yielding to mama type of situation going on. I don't know. I think with JR, I think he was doing PR. JR was doing PR. think with let go, I don't know. Let go is probably a little bit of both. A little bit of the inner simp, a little bit of the business end of it. The business end of it. I can't disrupt. I can't hit the hornet's nest of these women. I could play around at it. I could throw little pebbles at it, but I can't deliver it a full kill shot. I can't do that. I gotta play nice. But here's the deal. RM, bring up all the super chats, and actually they showing up in the back. I think they are actually showing up in the back. Bring up the okay, cool. They are showing up in the back. That's good. John 8101 in the building says, hopefully the hating gynocracy catch the hand on fold. No, what are you talking about, man? I don't know what you're saying right there. You gotta restate that one. Marcus Evans says, thank you for calling this out. Absolutely, 100%.
These last $2, I'm not gonna lose.
Tone Chambers in the building says 2000. Tone Chambers 2003 dropped $2 on it. He says nothing. He says nothing. But I thought he said something. But shout out to you. Do appreciate you. Chris Hutchinson in the building says women on these panels show out. Guys let them misbehave. The women look bad. It's hard to give them autonomy, but stop them from hurting themselves. Stop them from hurting themselves. I gotta disagree. I don't mind letting them hurt themselves. I don't mind letting them even show out a little bit on the panel. Now I don't. There's levels of disrespect. I want to say levels of disrespect. I won't tolerate the disrespect. Now, if the disrespect comes in the form of a clapback in a debate where they're arguing their point, well, that's a part of the show. If you can't hang with an argument, you just can't hang with the argument. But if it turned into personal disrespect, like she's just trying to cut your balls off, then yeah, that's where I draw the line and got an issue. I remember when I had women on the show, a Game Changer was popping off and was saying some stuff, and then the chicks, they start trying to tone police, and I had to shut that down. It was like two of them in a row said something was wrong with his tone, or they don't like his tone and they need to change his tone. I was like, oh, stop. It's a damn man's show. We ain't gonna do that. If you don't like the tone, y'all can go. I told them that. And then there never was a mention of the tone again. So, but if they want to show out and act stupid, yeah, let them show out and act stupid. I said this before. Her biggest problem isn't that women are showing out and acting stupid or being made to look stupid in arguments and debates. Her biggest problem is that it's black men at the top of that pyramid making money off of it. That was her issue. That was her problem. Why she tried to call the Lapeef Network to the carpet to have to explain themselves. She don't tell chicks to stop, exposing themselves on Instagram. She don't tell them that. She don't go telling chicks that's doing all manner of crazy debauchery to stop doing that. This is making yourself look, that's bad for the black female image. No, she just got a problem with how black women are being treated up there because it's black men making money and making profit off of it. That's the issue. Go to the next one. Jackie Jack in the building with the $2 super chat says, this one is for Mr. Leave Me Alone.
These last $2, I'm not gonna lose.
All right. Let's get back into it.
No, like I haven't heard him say anything about that. But why? This is my thing. Why do you?
Just to back up, he was saying, have you heard the shows where Anton said that I be protecting the women? Don't lump me in with Lapeef, even though I'm on there, and even though I'm probably spitting some of the hardest manosphere bars on there. Don't lump me in. Please don't lump me in with them. That's really all that was an attempt at.
You guys select who gets a level of respect and who doesn't. I think that's bullshit.
Whoa, we got to back up on that one.
But why? This is my thing. Why do you guys select who gets a level of respect and who doesn't? I think that's bullshit.
It's bullshit for men to select who gets a level of respect and who doesn't. Let that one sink in. It's bullshit for men to select who gets a level of respect and who doesn't. Basically, what they are advocating for is no matter what the behavior is of the woman, she should be treated the same and respected the same. We already know for a fact that that doesn't work across the board with men. Per every female argument that they ever made, even the most out-of-pocket, combative, unruly chick is going to sit there and say that, no, every man ain't worthy of submission, but I'll submit for the right man if he can handle me. Like, so clearly there's some rubric, there's some scale in which certain men get certain things and perks and benefits from women and others don't. When the thing that's the most important thing that men want, even more than love, they will respect. Most men will take a woman that don't even love them as much if she respects them. So yeah, we are the arbiters of that. We do control who gets the respect and who doesn't. And I think that we're fair, gracious judges and dictators when it comes to women who get respect and who don't. I actually think we're pretty fair with it. I think women quite often, there are some men who don't care. They just slap a chick because the wind blows. But for the most part, men do a good job at putting women in certain categories. That no, we're not going to say we're not going to talk to or talk about Crimson Cure the same way we would talk to or about Brittany Renner. I think men are good at that, good at filtering that. There's criterias and benchmarks. Women, but either way it goes, women will decide what man gets what and what man gets doesn't. Sometimes it isn't even good criterias and benchmarks, but either way it goes, they decide, and it's their prerogative to decide. But to try to argue that every woman should get the same respect, no matter what they do, no matter how they do it, no matter what they do and who they do it with and how many times, no, it don't work that way. But that's what she's essentially advocating for.
Well, hold on. The reason for that is, one, if I know a woman, I know where she's coming from. And to a certain degree, if women get to the point where they start getting irate with Anton or whoever, I'm gonna be like, yo, chill out. I got you. And I'll kind of like jump.
Really quick, ladies and gentlemen, we're about to give me a 30-second clock. I got to do something. It's going to take 30 seconds. Let's see if I make it back to my seat on time. Yeah, so I didn't make it. Back in time. But are y'all still here with me? Let me change the view. I'm breathing hard. All right. I think I may have picked up a couple of viewers. I don't even know what the views was at when I left. I don't know what the views was at when I left. But all right, I'm back. Drop the music. All right, we back.
Jump in, because in my opinion, and this is just my opinion, I know we're on a panel where it's men and women, but it's not necessarily feminine for a woman to argue with a man.
Exactly. So that's why I don't know why these panels are even going on.
Well, it's all about having fun, because we have fun up there.
It don't seem like it's fun. It seems like it's stressful on both sides, both men and women. It seems like every time y'all do these panels, y'all get off, y'all look drained.
All right, that's where they both are being disingenuous. To say that it's not feminine for a woman to argue with a man, meanwhile, his YouTube channel, part of it, last time I was watching it, a lot of it was him arguing with women. But it's not feminine for women to argue with a man. Like, you have no issue with that. You make money on that. You're in that business. You're essentially in that business. And Yanni, to her own degree, she is in that business. She does reaction videos. I don't know if she interacts directly with men that much, but she essentially brought Anton on there to argue with Anton. She do reaction videos to things that men do, where she speaks in a combative nature to the things that men say. So they both are in that business. I'm in that business. We all in that business. So, like, listen, you don't to try to even make that argument. Well, I don't think it's feminine for women to argue with men, but you're in the business of arguing views, points, and perspectives. Now, listen, where I'm at with it is this. In real life, no, a woman should not be combative and bitchy and arguing with the man that she's with, or with men in general in real life. But we understand that this is essentially modern television. These are talk shows. We understand that this is modern television. These are talk shows, and people, like, I remember when Ace Metaphor had said something before. Pearl said this. Everybody say this. Everybody who does a show, even when I do panel shows, my goal is to try to find people that disagree with me. When I do the show with the women, and we're going to be doing it Wednesday, Friday this week, my goal is I want to find women who disagree with me. It's no fun if everybody agrees. And I think everybody understands that. That's part of the game. That's baked into the cake. That's what we do. That was why Kevin Samuels said disagreements only. That's why even Pearl said when she's scouting people, her only requirement is bring in people that disagree with me. Ace Metaphor, when he does that Tonight Conversation show, it's people that disagree. The 8 at the table thing, they find men and women who generally disagree with each other. That's the name of the game. The Lapeef Let's Talk, the show is at its best when they got women who disagree with the men. Like, that's the name of the game. It's disingenuous for Yanni, of all people, who's like a diet Cynthia G, as they say. I don't listen to all her content, but I remember when Cynthia G, like I said this on the last show, remember when Cynthia G had the white guy on there, and Cynthia G and the white guy teamed up to basically take a crap on black men. Yanni was reacting to that and loving every minute of it. So she's in the fight. It's like I hate it when people who are essentially in the they're in the gender war. They're generals on the battlefield. They're in the army. They're generals on the front line of the gender war, but they constantly calling for a ceasefire, but they never seen them ever drop one of their weapons. It's like, that's some bullshit. That's some bullshit. Like, y'all understand exactly what it is. Y'all understand exactly what it is. So this is the part of the conversation where, in my opinion, both of them are being extremely disingenuous.
But with me, just speaking for myself, if there's a discourse that gets a little irate, I'm going to tell the woman, chill out, stop. Bro, what is you doing? And I'll talk to the dude. You feel me?
Again, my original.
Again, that's the tactic. That's the tactic. He will go off on women. He will call them stupid. He will say all kinds of stuff. But when he see other men do the same thing or a similar thing or less, then he will put a cape on and defend them. He basically came on here, and Obie Allen, who I respect, did the same thing. But Mr. Lego came on my show and did the same thing, where he came on my show to essentially criticize the men for saying the critical things that they say about women. And I was trying to explain to him, wait a minute, you go on your show and you do the same thing. But when he see other men do it, he runs interference and puts on the cape for it. It's almost like a weird type of thing. Can't nobody talk shit about these bitches but me type of thing that they're doing. And again, that's disingenuous at every level. But that level of disingenuousness that he operates in is a reason why when Lapeef Network and the men that be on Lapeef Network are under fire, now he got to come essentially get perp walked and try to defend himself. Not even defend himself, but basically just cop a bunch of pleas and do a lot of explaining, and got to be an apologist for his brand, because he knows he does the same thing that the manosphere does. But he also got to be this person who attacks the manosphere for doing the same thing that he does. That's the weird position that Mr. Let Go has put himself in, that's resulting in him having to basically go and get perp walked by Yanni, because she's calling for women who probably share an audience with her and him to stop dealing with the men of the Lapeef network.
The question was, why are you guys selective about who gets respect and who does not?
Well, if you think about it, if I tell a random woman,
men should always be selective about who gets respect and who doesn't.
Woman that's never met me to stop talking, she's going to start going back and forth with me, thinking that I'm going after her.
Here's a better question. Why are you guys bringing on women where you feel like you have to select who to give respect to and who not to? How about
if I don't know a woman?
I was about to say, how about just bring on only decent, respectful women? She's trying to basically get them to do a show where everybody just comes and hold hands and cuddles and just says nice, agreeable things. That's like that's trying to gaslight somebody out of a successful show. And people do that. People do that all the time. People do that with the why you only talking about women. You need to be talking about building. I do a show on me and Sub-Zero do a show about getting brothers signed up into IT, and there's 100 people over here. And the person who's saying why you're not doing a show about brothers, how brothers can generate wealth, that person is never there and he's never supporting. But then they show up for some fuckery though. It's again, the shit be disingenuous. It's like Black YouTube has some of the most disingenuous politics ever. Most disingenuous politics ever.
My way of protecting a woman is by jumping in and intervening and talking to the man, because in my world, my life, my perspective, which is just me, I don't really believe in women and men just argue with each other. Like, let me help you rest in your femininity.
Then why do you participate on the Lapeef Let's Talk show? That is a very successful show built on men and women arguing with each other. Again, that's disingenuous.
Chill.
But they're still not answering my question. Like, why are you guys selective about who gets respect and who doesn't? I don't do that. I think
let me give you an example.
Yes, you do. You don't give every man the same amount of respect. That's bullshit.
It doesn't matter if it's a stranger off the street. I'm going to respect.
Let me give an example, because I'm answering your question though.
No.
Oh wow, she said she's going to respect them unless they do something to her. So you're essentially agreeing with the argument that Anton was just making literally like 10 minutes ago on the same show that I'm reviewing. You just agreed with Anton's argument then, because Anton was saying the respect is based off what the woman does, what she gives. She normally gets back what she gives. So you just agreed with him.
Oh, you're not. You're talking around it. You're not asking. You're not.
When a woman comes up on a panel and there's a certain amount of discourse, sometimes the conversation turns into, it could be disrespectful or it could get loud, and it can go farther and farther and farther and farther and farther. So before it gets disrespectful, whether it's a woman that I don't know, because I don't know who she is, so she may get disrespectful with one of the guys. So altogether, if I don't know the woman, I'm not necessarily going to jump in, because just like Anton said, because it happens with the dudes. Sometimes people come in there like, oh, I can't wait for Anton to come at me. I'm a do. Dudes and women do that. And you can tell how they respond. So
this is what I don't understand. Like, Black people, and this is just a general question.
Mm-hmm.
Why don't we have respect for one another?
The answer to that is
that the levels of disingenuousness in that question is because, again, people who know her, people who watch her channel, say that she ain't as bad as Cynthia G, but she's like a diet Cynthia G. The first time I ever seen one of her videos, when she was rooting and cheering and celebrating when Cynthia G teamed up with some white man to talk shit about Black men. So she can't then turn around and say, well, why don't we have respect for each other? This whole thing is disingenuous. We got shout out to, I think I saw that right. Hold on. I could have swore I saw lead. There we go. Lead attorney in the building. Rough bomb for lead attorney. Ain't seen lead attorney come through in a minute. Shout out to TLA in the building. Shout out. Thanks for stopping on by. Good seeing you. Good seeing you. Congratulations on all your great success. But all right. Let's get back into this thing.
Is we are dysfunctional as Black people.
Okay, so you don't think that these panels showcase that? Do you think that this panel is going to help create a better community? Because if
she had a problem with Black dysfunction being showcased, there's plenty of things to criticize other than the Lapeef Network. But she's going after the Lapeef Network because Black men are at the head of it, are at the top of that pyramid, profiting off of that dysfunction. But there's plenty of Black female dysfunction out there, just other people profiting off of it. It's other groups, quite often other groups of men profiting off of it. But Black men profiting off of it, that's a problem. That got to get boycotted. It's plenty of things to get boycotted. It's plenty of things Black women should be leading a rallying cry to boycott because Black female dysfunction is being profited off of and capitalized on. But the Lapeef Network? Really? The channel that gave Kay and Kayla, two of the most toxic chicks I've ever heard speak, gave them their own show to speak uninterrupted. It was like the Kay and Kayla show. It was just them. They just talked for 2 hours saying a bunch of bullshit. The Lapeef Network gave them that. Gave them their own show on there. They used to be in there like 400, 500, 600 strong sometimes. Saying all manner of nonsense. But you're going to wage war against the Lapeef Network on how they treat women. The problem is that she's mad because yes, some modern Black female dysfunction, or just pathology, really. Not even so much the dysfunction, just the pathology and thought process is being put under a microscope. It's being put under a microscope, and then they're taking the data retrieved from that microscope is being put on a jumbotron, and everybody is seeing it. But the catch is everybody has already been seeing it. So what is she mad about? I would argue that she is mad because it's Black men profiting off of it this time. A brave, courageous group of Black men has figured out how to monetize dysfunction, and now it's a problem. When Jewish men do it, no big deal. When white men do it, no big deal. Some Black men making a few pennies on YouTube, boycott. That's what's happening here.
Dysfunctional, and we're aware that we are dysfunctional. Why are we not making changes with that? Wouldn't that start with respecting each other in these spaces?
Okay, think about this.
Calling for a ceasefire in a gender war without ever dropping one of your own weapons. No, don't work that way.
What Anton said, and it has nothing to do with me, because like I said, I'm not their boss, and they not my boss, or nothing like that. Anton,
she had a come together, we are the world, we are the children type of channel. Then I can understand her saying that. There's maybe a few people who could say that and be genuine. There's a few successful content creators who can make the statements that she's making and be genuine in the process. There's a few. It ain't a whole lot. It ain't a whole lot who could be 100% genuine in saying that, hey, we need to have, healthy conversations and healthy, productive conversations that aren't contentious, without arguing, so people don't get mad and say contentious things and depict us in a negative way. It's only a few people who could honestly say that and actually mean it and have a track record that reflects it. Only a few. Yep, gaslighting at its finest.
Anton is no longer on the panel. All right, he pops, nothing like that. Anton is no longer on the panel. All right, he pops up or whatever, but he's no longer on the panel. That has nothing to do with me. But I've had conversations with Anton and JR and was like, yo, bro.
But don't you have an opinion? Don't you have an opinion of your own?
Hold on, listen.
You keep talking about other men. I'm
literally answering your question, Yanni.
You're not. You're asking.
Okay, can I finish though? Because this is a discourse now. Because you're not letting me finish. So I'm literally telling you that I've had conversations with Anton and JR. Like, bro, something got to change. Why you keep going all off the handle? This shit don't make no sense. Why? Why women got to be bitches and hoes? What are you doing? You know, with the country cookie girl. What is you doing, bro?
I don't think I ever heard Mr. Let Go call them bitches or whatever. I don't think I've heard that. However, I still think there's a level of being disingenuous there to go behind the scenes saying, hey, we got to get this under control. This is flying off the handle. It's getting too rough. We coming in too hot. We talking too disrespectful to them. We going in on them. I mean, listen, I don't got the clips ready to go, but Mr. Let Go has went in on a plenty of chicks. But again, he calls for the ceasefire whenever he sees somebody else do it. Whenever somebody else do it, he calls for the ceasefire. So he's either done, I believe it's one or two things. Either he's actually done that in the background and said, hey, y'all got to stop talking to the women harsh, but he talks to them harsh. Or he's pretending like he has done that just to try to appease her, to try to get her and her audience to not view him in a negative light that she's trying to depict the Lapeef Network.
Like, just because she says she's a Lamborghini, I hate these bitches that are like, bro, chill. So I've had these conversations and things have changed. Even before.
And hey, by the way, just for the record, I've never heard Anton say I hate these bitches. I haven't heard that. But if that's out there, just send it to me. I'm not gonna do no content on it. I just, for my own personal viewing pleasure, I've never seen him go off that hard. If somebody has the clips of that, just send it to me for my own personal viewing pleasure. I'm not gonna do no content on it. I just want to, just for my own personal viewing pleasure. I've never seen Anton snap like that. I've seen him snap a few times. I ain't seen I haven't seen him snap like that.
Before Kayla and them actually left, it was Logic saying something about Kay, and we got behind the scenes and on the show. Like, bro, I literally told Logic is good people. I told Logic, if I'm on this show, it ain't gonna be no bitches and hoes. So I'm telling you now, if I'm on here, it ain't gonna be no bitches and hoes. Like, stop. And we literally had.
Hood, you got a good point when you say they threw Anton under the black woman bus. Yeah. Yeah, there does seem to be a concerted effort to say Anton ain't on the show no more. We got rid of the problem. I didn't even catch that. That's what he was trying to do. And Mr. Let Go goes way harder on women than Anton do. He goes way harder on them than Anton do. But he's yeah, I didn't catch that. I didn't catch that throw Anton under the bus angle. That's an angle I didn't catch. I didn't at all. Yeah.
Words, and we seen each other in person. And why you ain't had that stroke stood to the smoke for me with we literally had words. And I literally said, bro, it ain't gonna be no bitches and hoes when I'm up here. And
wait, did he just say that they almost had like a fight over the word over bitches and hoes? Okay, hold on, let me make sure I got this right.
And we literally had words, and we seen each other in person. And why you ain't had that stroke stood to the smoke for me with we literally had words. And I literally said, bro, it ain't gonna be no bitches and hoes when I'm up here.
All right, now he's trying to convince her that he threatened Anton to the point of possible fist fight. Why you ain't had that smoke when we was in person? So he threatened Anton to the point of fighting words, apparently. Threatened Anton to the point of fighting words over the way that Anton speaks about women. Speaks to women. I don't believe that. I think that's all cap.
And Logic will say bitch or something, and then he like, all right, sorry, Miss Lego. And we got real cool, and me and Logic is cool to this day. But it came from the going back and forth about respect. So do I just literally go at a dude? Hey, you can't say this. No, because I'm a guest on the panel, but I do got to say so. So when something happens, I'll be like, yo, what's the deal, bro? Like, what's going on? And then something else will happen. I'll be like, so we gonna keep doing this? And then at some point, I'm gonna be like, yo, all right, so if some don't change, I can't do nothing but remove myself. Like, I'm not doing this shit no more. And then they make changes, and you know what I'm saying? So overall,
can you express to me what those changes are? Because everyone keeps saying we made changes. Okay, what are the changes? Okay, not speaking for them because this is not my shit. All right. This is not my shit. But from what I've observed, right, what I've witnessed, Anton is no longer on the show. And when he
I think I'm pretty sure Anton left on his own power, on his own fruition. I'm pretty sure of that. Because Anton got a lot going on, and he's built himself up to where, not that he ever really needed the Lapeef Let's Talk show, but that was a major calling card of his. But he's built up to the point now where he don't need it at all. I'm pretty sure he left on his own will, but they basically saying, no, the toxicity got so much that we had to remove Anton. That's what he's trying to sell. Wow.
He does come on the show. Remember the clip that you just played about Sheba and Anton. Mm-hmm. Before that, Anton did a show, and everybody in the chat, if y'all watch the show, y'all probably seen the Millionaire Morning Show after. He literally said in the Millionaire Morning Show, Mr. Let Go wants me to calm down. Me and Mr. Let Go.
Yeah, somebody is saying pretty much what I had, already said. Let's see. I think that's the right comment. Let me bring it up. Yeah, Anton left on his own. He doesn't need Lapeef. Yeah, I don't think it was contentious, or I don't think it was beef. I think he left on his own. Like he got big things going on. Anton got big things going on, so I understand. I mean, Anton be going live and be having 2,000 people in there by himself on his show, on the Millionaire Morning Show or his other channel. He got enough going on to where, excuse me, to where of course he don't need that. But they're trying to make it seem like this man who left on his own, because he, in his own way, is, just as big, if not bigger than the whole network. He left on his own, and he's trying to sell it as if they got rid of him because of the toxicity. Like, ooh, that's fake. Ooh, that's fake. Maybe I didn't watch it this far, but I didn't actually catch how bad Anton got thrown under the bus on this one. And I always go back to the original statement. Who the hell is she? Who the hell is she to be telling these men what to do with their platform? Why the hell do they even feel that they got to answer to or get perp walked by her? The only logical explanation I could say that could possibly explain that, the only thing I could say that could possibly explain that, is that maybe somewhere in the analytics, they understand that they share an audience, and her emboldening her audience to not deal with the Lapeef network. They got to do some damage control. That's the only logic behind that. That, or that inner simp chip, hear a black woman complaining, and you must acquiesce. One or the other. But I pinned that more on Mr. Let Go. Like I said, I defended Anton. I defended Anton yesterday. This is less defensive. I got no, because I understand the levels in which Mr. Let Go was disingenuous. I think Anton was genuine. He did apologize at the end, but then use it as a spin around. Okay, I apologize. Now can you remove my wife and kids from this whole little thing, which she did, even though she said she wouldn't. But I think she had to, because it would have made her look bad to keep that up there, keep that in the thumbnail. So either way it go, he Anton basically made the points that no, if a chick is out of pocket, she gonna be, if she is disrespectful, she gonna get disrespect back. If she purports herself well, she will be treated well. Anton made that point and stood in it, and then she tried to argue that no, treat them all exactly the same regardless of how they act. That was essentially what was attempted to be argued. Mr. Let Go is not exactly standing on that. He's standing on the, well, Anton's not on the show no more. We're making these changes to the show. And one of the changes is we got rid of Anton because he was too toxic. That is some nonsense.
Sat on the phone and blah, 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 blah. Right? Mm-hmm. And he said, I'm going to chill out. I'm going to listen to Mr. Let Go. He comes on there another time. Is an irate woman. I forgot who it was. And first Anton was like, see this, Mr. Let Go? This is what you wanted, right? This is what you wanted, right? See, this is what you wanted, right? This is what you wanted, right? And the woman is irate. So in this situation with Sheba comes up there, blah, 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 blah. He comes on there super polite, right? Because not out of fear of me, but Anton knows if he start going crazy, I'm going to start going crazy, and the whole damn show is going to be a clusterfuck, right? So all together, he comes on there. You could play it again. He's super nice. And next thing you know,
that's him saying, I made Anton be nice to the women.
Sheba goes crazy. And I'm up here like, Sheba, what are you doing? Go back to the clip. I'm up here frustrated with Sheba, like, Sheba, I'm up here like this. What are you doing? Stop. Because Sheba is the one that's irate. And I talked to Sheba.
Well, you got to understand the environment that you guys are creating on these panels. They're not respectful.
I understand it.
Okay. So I think the reason why you guys get that type of reaction from women, right? Mm-hmm. They're in a space where they can't allow their femininity to really show because they feel like they got to fight just to get their point across. They got to yell to get their point.
Man, why y'all calling him Mr. Let Hoes? Mr. Let Hoes win. Mr. Let Hoes win. Oh man.
Point across, and then somewhat walk on eggshells because they may fear of being disrespected, insulted, humiliated, and all of this other stuff. So to be fair, change the culture of the panel. Carry yourself in a professional manner.
She basically trying to tell them they go up there, do a dry ass show where you just everybody just nice and friendly and agreeable. She basically trying to talk them into doing a show that might get a couple hundred views. It's like she's trying to talk them out of a successful show. Meanwhile, her show she be full of nonsense.
If you are at a job, you're working in corporate America, you're not going to use certain language at that job.
Right? Yeah, she's like the operating CEO. She's the chief executive officer of Lapeef Network at this point. That's how she's behaving herself.
Question. Let me ask you a question. Because like I said, I don't know how often you watch the show. How or have you ever you said you haven't heard me go at it with anybody else on the panel involving the women, but one, of course, you've never seen me. Sheba says she's in the chat if you want to bring her up. I've talked to Sheba because I'm cool with a lot of the women up there, but all together, I believe in protecting the women that are on the panel. But like I said, if there's a random woman that I ain't never met before, sometimes these women they be wanting to smoke. And if they come up there wanting to smoke, I don't know this woman. You know what I'm saying? But all together,
it's the environment that you created that caused them to come up there acting that way. Drop the link in the chat. There's 480 people in here. Drop the link in the chat. We're about to see what this thing do. We're about to see what this thing do. Drop the link in the chat. Pull up the most recent super chat. I'm gonna get to the super chats while I wait for people to come up. but drop the link in the chat room. The link is dropped in the chat. Pull up the most recent. I mean, the last super chat that I didn't read.
I do my part in protecting the women on there, and they know that. They feel protected when I'm up there. I literally
and they feel protected when I'm up there.
And think about this. I don't know if you see it. Do you ever see me say, wait, all right, Precious, what you got to say? All right, Lucky, what you got to say? All right, Sheba, what you got to say? I'll shut it. I'll tell everybody, shut up. Everybody, shut up. Lucky, what you got to say? Have you ever seen me do that?
Let me speak to the women because they wait.
Answer the question.
Let me.
I'm a good boy. Have you ever seen me do it? You saw me do it, right? You saw me be a good dog. And she just ignored that shit. Yeah, I'm gonna speak to the women, see what they say. Oh man. It's like I can't even, Mr. Tober says going back to BGS, you don't have a vote. Yeah. Well, see, here's the thing. One difference with that is that, I mean, what you're saying is true. She shouldn't have a damn vote. What you're saying is true. She shouldn't have a damn vote, obviously. But he was addressing a black female ally to the black manosphere. And that's sort of even a different thing. Like that's somebody who agrees, or you gotta be skeptical, because they women. Someone who agrees, or bare minimum presents as if they agrees with the message, or does content consistent with the message. I think that's as fair as it can get. Someone who does content consistent with the message was overstepping bounds as if she had a vote or the ability to dictate a thing or two. So that's different than somebody who's like a diet Cynthia G type doing this kind of thing. Like that's different. That's different because it was like when BGS and Shay Sade had that talk, that was a needed discussion. This one is not even needed. It's not even needed. It's just necessary. It's basically just him trying to clear his name. Like, I protect the women on the show. I make sure everybody be quiet, and I make sure they get a chance to speak and they feel protected. Have you seen that? Have you ever seen it? Just please tell me you saw it. Please tell me you saw it at least once. At least once. Yeah. Yeah. That's bad. That's bad. But all right. Let's get to the super chat. Hoop Jargon in the building says, play that Johnny.
These last $2, I'm not gonna lose.
Archer ain't shit is in there. This ain't a super chat, but he says Manosphere 2.0 would never do this. To me, that is a non sequitur statement because Mr. Let Go is not Manosphere 2.0, 1.0, 3.0, 8.5, or nothing. He's a guy who saw Kevin Samuels blow up and saw that the Manosphere lingo, rhetoric, thoughts, views, perspectives were profitable. And then he did the damn thing, changed his rhetoric to profit off of it. So don't pin me. He spent an inordinate amount of time trying to shit on the Manosphere while stealing the swag of it. So don't even associate him with it. He wants to destroy it and feast on the carcass. He wants to kill it and feast on the dead carcass. He's one of those. John Paul D. Waterford in the building says Mr. Let Go is a red-pilled, closeted, card-carrying member of the Manosphere. No, he's not. And the only person in denial is him. Nah, see what he is? He's an echo and parrot. Okay, the same things that people accuse the women of doing in this space when they carpet bag, as that term, and I just learned that term recently, when they carpet bag off the Manosphere or emulate or mimic the manosphere talking points rhetoric and grow their audience like that. The same thing that we call out the women for doing. The fact of the matter is there's a considerable sizable percentage of men that do it. So no, I can't say that he's red pilled. He's capitalizing off a market. He's capitalizing off a market the same way that women do it. The same way that women do it. He does the same thing. He does the same thing. That's
What do we get for $10? Everything you want.
That is essentially what that is. Let me Brian good boy with a $10 cash app. I do appreciate that. Do appreciate you dropping
What do we get for $10?
Do appreciate you dropping the cash app on it. Bring up that last $10 cash app. I didn't read that one. I just responded to something in the chat room. The last $10 super chat, I should say. Yeah, I didn't ever read that. Oh, wait, no. Yeah, I did read it. He says the only person who did not. Oh, bring it back up. I didn't finish reading it. If it walks like a duck, talks like a duck, looks like a duck, it is a duck. You can't say that about him in terms of the mere fact that he is doing manosphere content. You can do that. You can hit him with that one. So, but internally, I think I got it pinned down what's actually going on in his head. Just me trying to psychoanalyze somebody. But Sigma Tiger 24 in the building says modern women will take each other out to have a piece of the pie. Modern women will take each other out to have a piece of a pie. No. Brother, what I'm unfortunately learning, modern men will take each other out to have a piece of the pie. The amount of men that are actively trying to destroy the black manosphere while spitting black manosphere points, trying to destroy the black manosphere while spitting black manosphere bars, bending over backwards to pin an L on everybody in the black manosphere they possibly can. Yeah, that's what I see as the issue there. That's what I see as the issue there. Is the link not working? Because nobody, and I repeat, nobody is in the back. That is astronomical. That is an astronomically low number of nobody in the back when it's on nearly 500 people in here. 495 people in here, nobody in the back trying to come up. That is shocking. That is very shocking. What else we got in here? We got Sell You Light Podcast in the building. He says the mixing of the spaces breeds animosity when the intent is to debunk or debate ideologies. I agree. Women can and should have their space and vice versa. I agree. I agree. I have no problem or no issue with, I shouldn't say a merging together of the spaces, because there are certain spaces that I think shouldn't merge. The Cynthia G sphere or the divestment sphere, that shouldn't necessarily merge with the manosphere. But I think there is. I'm good with debate. I'm forever and always will be good with that. So that's why I like what they're doing with the Lapeef Let's Talk show. I like what they're doing. But this is somebody who's sort of in a different sector where the algorithm probably merged her in with some shit. And then she's trying to use the size of her platform to try to get women that watch her to boycott Lapeef. So that's where it's merging in a bad way. That's where it's emerging in a bad way. But shout out to Jackie Jack in the building, says Yanni was on the Lapeef show. I know nothing about that. I don't know.
These last $2, I'm not gonna lose.
I've heard somebody say that. I don't know nothing about that. I'd like to ask her, does she think that G gaggers should be boycotted? Yeah, that would be interesting. Like I said, there are plenty of people that benefit and profit off black female dysfunction. The problem with the Lapeef network is that it's black men at the top of that pyramid profiting off of that same said black female dysfunction. the reason she's not doing do anything in response to the website that you just mentioned is because, well, yeah, it's not black men profiting from the dysfunction. Dean Dancy in the building says, why Mr. Get Let Go looks like Master Splinter. Man, get out of there.
These last $2, I'm not gonna lose.
Marriage, Politics, and Sports in the building says, OMG. Thank you for the super chat. Appreciate that. Yeah, stop doing the drops. Let's run through them fast. Mr. Shank 45415 in the building says, Mr. Gonna Let Go was giving it up. My man Nick Taylor in the building says, I can't get this guy. A rookie can pick him apart. Absolutely. On to the next. Okay, that's it right there. So we are joined by Game Changer in the building. What is up? What is going on? What's going on? What you got?
Hey, nothing much. You were talking about the way the Lupeek network operate versus how the Manosphere operates, and some very, very, very key differences that I wanted to note. And that is, Lupeek never really denounced or talked crap about the Lupeek network.
You said Lupeek never talked crap about the Lupeek network?
No. I mean, like, because he founded something and, he wants to see it flourish. And the people who are discovered through him, he wants to see them flourish as well. Now, if you look at the founders of the Black Manosphere, they all have talked crap about the Black Manosphere, renounced it, denounced it, allowed detractors to talk crap about it, agreed with the detractors that talk crap about it, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So there are distinct differences between the Lupeek network and the Black Manosphere.
Yeah, that's true. And that's some. I mean, listen, I'll definitely let you say and get off whatever you got to get off there. But that's one that I try not to go there. But I mean, it is worth pointing out that not just with the founders, but with so many people in the space, it's like I've been saying the thing. It's like everybody wants it dead, while simultaneously, like, so they could feast off the carcass. Like that's low key what Mr. Let Go essentially does, in my opinion. And there are prominent people in the space that they want to talk shit about it. They want to sully the name of it. They want to pick it. It's almost like it's like the attempt to try to be the last man standing doing this kind of content. Some people at various times have switched up and done different type of content, and so that's why they shitted on the previous content. So there's a such thing as that going on. But it's like this space, it's almost like it's destined to fail, in the sense that, once people in here for a while get used to it, eventually they're going to take a crap on it. Eventually it's going to come an enemy. Eventually it's going to cannibalize itself. And that's what I say sort of like the last year, that's been going on heavy. In this space, to the point to where essentially a whole new space has sprouted up. Like Lupeek network is like essentially its own space, its own sector, its own algorithm. And honestly, that momentum that we had back in 2020, where I was going live and I would have a few hundred people in there. I didn't even have 2,000 subscribers and would have a few hundred people in there. Hell, you was the same way. It's like the network was so strong, or the collection of people who like this type of content, the dare I say brotherhood and all of that was so strong to where you didn't even have to have a big channel. You go live, you liable to have 200-300 people in there, and you barely got 2,000 subs. Like, that's what it was. And now what I'm noticing now, everybody who's connected or attached to the Lupeek network pipeline, they're experiencing that same momentum right now, where I look up, I'll see somebody with 2,000 subs got 400 or 500 people in there, and I'm like, they're riding a wave that we was riding a few years ago. Now, a lot of us got bigger channels and more subs. I got 32,000 subs and better technology and tech, but I'm not that far off from where I was, back when I had first cammed up, or even when I was avataring it up, so it's, but it's an interesting dynamic where the space did get stagnant over, I think infighting and civil wars. But anyway, go ahead.
Well, yeah, but and that's because of the thing that this space has. that the other space don't, and that is a connection to Kevin Samuels. You see, everything was fine, and then Kevin Samuels blew up. And then what happened was the founding fathers started to say to themselves, I'm feeling kind of broke. Like they started looking at Kevin Samuels' money, and they started looking at the super chats of his just scrolling across, and they was like, I'm feeling kind of broke. Like before he came along, they thought that they were at the top of the market. But when Kevin Samuels, he did his show, and it was like, I'm feeling kind of broke. Okay, now that I know that there is a new cap, there is a new height to which I can achieve with these talking points, I am going to do whatever it takes to reach that new height. And then that is when the infighting started.
Yeah, that's
and that's when people started changing up. Like take Obsidian, for example, he went on the whole, whoop that trick, oh, y'all just go over to Kevin Samuels to see whoop that trick, and then he went to the whole, I am a distinguished sophisticate, like whatever the fuck that is, Kung Fu Panda type shit, like he's
back whooping that trick though. I think Obsidian is back whooping that trick now.
Well, yeah, of course, but I'm just saying, like, this was his way of saying everybody else is whooping that trick, which is very similar to what Mr. Lego is doing right now.
Yeah, exactly.
I am a distinguished sophisticate because I own 2 suits type shit. Like, right. and then you got AM. He just went all.
All right. I gotta stop it short.
Okay.
You was ready to go into. I was gonna let you fire shots as long as you had the silencer on, but you just you was about to go in too much. I gotta stop it. All right, man. Damn.
But I'm just saying. I mean, the difference in stress. I mean, like, Lapeef, he let other people who came up under him get big without attacking them. He didn't look at Anton and say, "Oh yeah, fuck that nigga. Look at his beard. Fuck him." Like he didn't say nothing like that.
Yeah.
He was like, "Listen, we're all black. We all got beards. Let's work together."
Yes, it's some beard unity on Lapeef Network on their hierarchy, their pyramid up there is some definitely unity among the beards. Killmatic and Bernard playing security guard. No, I can't let no beef. I can't let no beef get fully jumped off on my show like that. Like it was in general analysis of the Black Manosphere territory, of which you can use the imagination and decide where this criticism is going, versus if you just saying names, then it's just like me and GC clicked up with 500 people watching to ride on somebody. I can't do that. I don't mind a general manosphere analysis of what's the history and what happened and what's going on now and everything like that. But I can't facilitate the beef that strong. I can't facilitate the beef that strong. That was gonna turn.
Oh no, I wasn't gonna jump like hard against AM, but I was gonna say he's on the Lapeef.
All right. What's your thoughts on basically what seemingly is going on where the people on Lapeef, even though Mr. Let Go, he's a known person who participates on the panel, but Anton and JR, they basically that's Nino and G Money of the Lapeef Network. I mean, what's your thoughts on the mere fact that they all sort of had to get perp walked through the sisterhood streets for their treatment of Black women on their show? What's your thoughts on that?
Well, there's been some of that going on, and what I find interesting is a lot of modern men don't really care. I mean, I think that a lot of modern men, Mr. Let Go aside, are really more of the impression like, it's an ass whooping, it's supposed to hurt type deal. Like they like, why are you doing this? Why are you saying this? You're hurting me when you say it. It's supposed to hurt, is what modern men are saying. I give example, and maybe I'll do a show on this. There's a TV series, I think it's on Amazon Prime or something like that, and it's very good, but I'm a fan of his work, called Swarm.
Yeah, isn't that the one when your girl Chloe Bailey got it tore up from got a hit from the back real good in that softcore porn scene?
Yeah, but time
out. That was pretty amazing, wasn't it?
Yeah. I'm cheating on her fantasy wise with her sister now. With her sister.
I don't think she's getting the job done.
No, you see, it's a different type of attraction within the same family, Bernard. And I told you.
I know you explained it.
Yeah, exactly.
One of them is the Madonna, one of them is the whore.
Exactly. So I'm kind of feeling her sister's Madonna vibe. I am. I'm not gonna lie.
I know, but if this fantasy, so in your fantasy, you're with Haley. What is her name? Haley.
Haley. Yeah.
Okay, so you're with Haley Bailey in the fantasy. So you like doing a double fantasy, like you're in a relationship with Haley Bailey, having sex with her in your fantasy, but you're like also fantasizing about Chloe Bailey, like
No,
like
I think Haley. I'll be honest. I don't even fantasize about a woman's sister, because then I'd lose Haley. That's a recipe for disaster. That's a recipe for disaster.
Yeah. Anyway,
I had to remove the fantasy of Chloe because of Haley. I had to.
But I'll just say this: if you got a thing for Chloe, I don't really do celebrity crushes no more. But if you do got a thing for Chloe Bailey, yeah, she did a softcore porn scene. I heard the internet talking about it. I finally went and looked it up, and that was she was fucking. She was fucking. But anyway, all right, so. David Johnson, come up here and save us, man. Come up here and save us, man. We went down the rabbit holes. Go on and pull us out of this. What's on your mind, man? What's on your mind?
Salute Bernard, salute GC, salute to you brothers. I like to say the manosphere wins again. We are what makes me mad. Let me give a quick spiel. What makes me mad about a lot of these dudes is just come over here and like it's always weird. And let me see. Hold on, let me turn this down just a little bit. It's always weird to me how new people come in and just attack us. It's weird. Like for me, I would never go anywhere and just attack anybody. That's how I know it's haterism, and it's back to everybody wants Jason Black, the detractors. Everybody wants to be the only store on the block. And you said it earlier. I've been saying this the whole time. Bernard, you said it earlier. This is what it all comes down to. Everybody's hiding it behind, well, I don't like them. They're incels. They're this. All those are excuses for these people who want to shine, who want to be the only store on the block. Now, first, let me say this. We had a little thing on Mr. Fantastics about Anton, and the only thing I have with Anton is this is again like Anton. Anton is from the Midwest, and they're a lot like Cali. I'm from Cali. We're kind of braggadocious, so I understand all that. That's not. I'm never threatened or intimidated by a man feeling confident about himself and actually achieving those things. I wish all black men had self-esteem like that, but there has to come a point in time where you do listen a little more. And it may not be the people you comfortable with. Listen to the people, because a lot of times I'll listen to enemies. You'd be surprised how many times enemies have given me ideas because I wasn't so against the person that I wasn't able to find, wisdom or insight out of the scenario. I look at every scenario like that. When I play video games online, yes, I'm a game head. When I play games online, I'm always looking for the strategy. What is the angle? Or if I'm playing an opponent, why are they beating me? And I learned, like, sometimes I'll give you an example. I'll be playing people online, and these people would know my every goddamn move. And I'm like, now, it's impossible for this person to know every move I'm going to make. Now, I know people do similar patterns, but my patterns are different. I purposely find different patterns. And I had to think, a lot of these people are recording these, people I'm playing, they're showing this. There are people who actually are video gaming online. Well, I'm playing games for fun sometimes. They're doing this online because I would get friend requests from people I've never played. I'm like, I don't even know this person. Why are they friend requesting me? And I had to think, like, oh, snap. These dudes are recording these games I'm playing with these dudes. So other people, they see my username, so they're able to practice and know all my moves and then come challenge me. So if I'm not thinking like that, I'll be still trying to figure out how these people are playing me. Coming back to, again, everybody trying to figure out ways to take the viewership, to take the sponsors, the subscribers. This is what people want. And believe it or not, as much as we like to say YouTube, I'm not a YouTubian. I get money in real life. Shout out to all you YouTubian niggas. But this is politics. Politics are in everything. Shout out to Ice Cube. We had to talk about that. Even in YouTube. So what we're getting to see again, I've been saying this, is we're getting exposed to what politics look like. Everybody lying to these little funny alliances, people coming in hating, the slander, people being what they say they are. Not all this, fellas, is what politics in real life looks like. So coming back full circle to everybody trying to run the block, which is the subscribers, the viewership, the money, all that. This is what Black YouTube is about. And with these women are making a power play disguised behind victimhood. Now, in the Black manosphere, we know that oh too well. We've talked a million times how victimhood can be used as a weapon for all you new niggas. But nonetheless, that's all this is. And not only that, this is Black women hating on other Black women. See, what I see back to when I say I look at all the angles when I play video games, I see the chicks who may not be getting all the shine. They like some of these chicks who over there getting shine. The way we gonna shut that down is either we boycott anybody who's messing with them, so that chick gets thrown out the sisterhood, or she leaves them along and she comes over here and gets under me, and she either is not as great as me, or she'll help propel my platform. See, this is the shit I'm looking at while everybody else is playing around, dealing with the surface shit. I'm digging beneath that, like, what is the real motives? And what we're seeing now is this ain't nothing but a power play. Y'all got it?
Yeah. Yeah, good stuff. Well, wait, hold on. When you say it ain't nothing but a power play, there's a lot of plays. There's a lot of plays on being made on the field. Okay. So are you? I mean, were you talking about Yanni? Were you talking?
I'm talking about everybody. I'm talking about everybody. I'm talking about Mr. Let Go making a power. I'm with y'all. Y'all should support me. That's all that was. He was signaling, hey, I don't do that. I'm different from Anton. He threw Anton in the goddamn bus. And what's cool about what was crazy when we had the stream on Mr. Fantastic yesterday, I listened to Anton's stream today, and he listened. I said yesterday, I said if he was smart, he would do A, B, C, and what I heard him say today was basically everything we told him on Mr. Fan, because he popped up in Mr. Fantastic stream with a super chat, and we invited him on the panel, but he didn't come. Which when I was explaining to him, like, bro, this isn't hate. Like, out of all those guys, believe it or not, I kind of like Anton the most out of all those little new niggas over there in that crew. And it's not because it's money. Y'all know I got my own goddamn money. Like I said, I was the nigga saying I was the millionaire around here. He knew. But the point I like is I like the fact that he does help out Black men. Like, I could never hate on that. Even if I didn't like you, I would still commend you because I see you feeding the people. But the rest of them grifters, the rest of those, and I'm not even against us all having relationships. I believe every relationship is supposed to produce something productive. We ain't just supposed to be around each other just to be around each other. That's not what a ship is, what I believe relationships are, be it female and male dynamic, and just brothers and sisters. So I could never hate on him for that. But coming back to the power play, everybody's trying to get power. The girls want all the attention. They want all the money. They want everybody under them. And they want the simps over there because, again, the simps, remember, we all know women love attention. So on top, and we know they love money. So in the politics of Black YouTube, making a power play brings exactly that, money and attention. When everybody starts doing, y'all know I don't give a fuck about YouTube. When niggas start talking about how many subscribers you got and views you got, now I know men are competitive. I consider that real weak, especially if I can go outside and buy you. I could buy your little funky ass channel and wipe my ass with it, especially if I could actually do that. I have a problem with that, but then again, that's women. So when I find niggas, remember, I don't believe men who act like that. Those are female-orientated men. Those are chicks with dicks. They get that from their mothers. So again, these are women trying to make power plays, like I said, for the viewership, the subscribers, and the money. Does that answer it? Did I answer it? Did I miss it?
Oh, no, you did the damn thing. You did the damn thing.
All right.
Shout out to everybody in the building. Make sure y'all hit the like button. We got 560 in here. Topped out at 560. Appreciate everybody in the building. Make sure y'all hit the like button. This is part 2, responding to the Lapeef Network. The gentleman at the top of the hierarchy of the Lapeef Network getting perp walked through the sisterhood streets. doing part 2 of that one because I wasn't able to finish it all, and it's probably be the last chapter of it. That's probably the last chapter of it. But Hood Conservative back in the building. You got the floor, you got the mic.
Yeah, what's going on, y'all? After your show yesterday, I covered the second half of this because I covered the first already. I kind of was doing the same thing. Got tired, went to
Shit.
sleep, came back for the second half.
You sounding.
You in the
like
Matrix?
Stephen
They got
Hawking.
the Matrix got you.
Oh damn, it's highway. I'm driving. Probably go. Yeah, I'm going through a
wait,
bad
no,
good
spot.
now.
No,
We're good now.
Hurry up.
I was just saying that I covered the second half too, and I played the JR part. Right, JR is Mr. Lapeef because only when this happened did I really like learn all their names properly. And I hope everybody still in the Lapeef circle watched that JR apology, and they all hate themselves in the morning. You know how you do something at night, you wake up in the morning and you hate yourself? Like, well, you fuck a fat bitch. I hope all y'all niggas feel like y'all just fucked a fat bitch.
You want them to all go? You want them to all go cry in the shower? Like
I don't know what that feel like. You gotta use another analogy.
Me either. I've never fucked a fat chick. Facts. Me neither.
No, I mean, fuck that.
Yeah, you cry in the. You cry in the shower afterwards. I've been there. Anyway, all right.
like Pet Detective.
Yeah, exactly. I think was scraping his tongue. He was
He had a big wad of gum.
Yeah.
A nigga combed his beard out trying to get shit out his beard. He was doing a whole full body scrub.
Oh my goodness, yeah, but this is what I said, and maybe just out of I respect the businessman. I respect that Lapeef, JR. He built something. He built an amazing vehicle. He turned YouTube into, to turn a YouTube channel into a vertical business, like that's difficult. Right. So I respect that he did that, and so a part of me does want to respect, and maybe I could disabuse me of this position. A part of me does want to respect that, okay, you're the CEO of a company. All right. The company is having some bad press. And I'm the only way I can make sense of him going up there apologizing is if a major part of his shareholders, viewing female audience and supporters are female, and he's convinced that he shares an audience with her. So he had to come up there and do PR. You know how it is when the CEO of a company or somebody get into some stuff, and then the CEO, gotta come up and give some written do some written statement. I mean, that's what he did. My only argument was he should have just did that on his own channel, should just release the statement,
right,
and not involved her in it. You know what I mean? Right. Like that, because that didn't look right.
Here's another thing to it. Why did they feel like they had to throw Anton under the bus? Because they were kind of saying it without saying it, like, we've made changes and we got a different cast. The old guys are gone. Like, the only real guy that's not there is Anton. So why are y'all making him the bad guy here? And then, two, how does Mr. Let Go, on the one hand, acknowledge that the problem is the women, and then on the other hand, still turn around and act like Anton did something crazy?
Thank you. Oh, I do not like. Listen, it's a lot of dudes I don't like. He's a dude I don't like. Let me ask this question right quick to everybody on the panel, though. This is always what I want to know. Let me ask all y'all brothers, answer for yourselves here. At some point in time, because Bernard, you sparked something I've always, I've questioned a lot of people. Most people, to me, in my opinion, they fail this. And understand, I respect the honesty. So I'm going to ask every brother on here. At some point in time, because what you said about him doing that for his female audience, if he had a majority female audience. So I'm going to ask you guys.
Maybe 40%. Maybe 40%.
Okay, no. But it was hypothetical. But it was hypothetical, right?
Yeah.
So what I'm asking is this, though, for you brothers, because this is a problem and a question I've always had. At what point in time, if it comes down to the dollar or the message, do you compromise? And I'm asking each individual, do you guys ever compromise the message for the dollar, or is it never compromise the message for the dollar?
I've proven
I don't have any dollars from the message, so I can't.
Yeah, no. I can speak on that. I've proven that I won't compromise the message for the dollar, because there was a certain message that sprouted up in this space, a 3-letter acronym that I won't mention, that I held the line, and I lost a sizable portion of my audience for it, and was willing to. If the whole space wanted to go that route, I was just like, hey,
that's right.
Is what it is.
Right.
I was willing to take my channel. Listen, I ain't trying to get too deep into it, but I know I already faced that situation. That test, and I stood on my square. There it is.
You pass like the ring. Okay, GC, what about you?
Yeah, I would. And I'm letting you all know that. I appreciate
the honesty, bro.
But here's what I want. I want y'all to know that when it happens, it's not me. Like, so if all of a sudden I get $10 million and I'm talking sisterhood shit, know that it's not me. And to follow the exact opposite of what the fuck I'm saying. Like,
thank you, brother. Thank you.
I got $10 million. So no, it's not me. You know, I'm not Dave Chappelle. You give me $50 million. But no, it's not me. Know that the real GC is underneath the stack of $10 million. So, yeah.
You stupid. It's on you, Hood. It's on you. Hood, where you at, Hood? Is it the message or the dollar? Which one you going for, Hood? Talk to us. For me, fellas who didn't know, it's always the message. Like, I'm gonna say this again. For me, I treat money like a stanky bitch. That's why I think she loves me. She comes around because I treat her bad. I think I would inquire everybody to treat her bad. Share her, give her away, pass her around. You'd be surprised how she will come back. Hood, you there?
I try not to do things that make me hate myself. So I don't know if I could take that.
So what's the answer? I didn't get which. So what are you saying? No, you wouldn't. The message or the dollar?
I can't sell out for some money because, like I said, I try not to do things that make me hate myself.
Right. Yeah, and here's the thing. Here's the thing, though. That was the test. Because let me show y'all. Kevin Samuels proved that we don't have to sell out. The message is, exactly. I say all the time, controversy sells. The truth is, nothing is more controversial than the truth. He proved we never had to sell out. All we have to do is stick to the guns. But meanwhile, the dummy's gonna blow right past that.
Mm-hmm. Yep. I think a lot of people folded, caved, and sold out, and just start attacking people who was. Who's basically spitting the message. They made it to where the message itself is the problem. Right. You know, it's a whole movement within the space sprouted up where black men are getting criticized for making true statements about black women. It's that. That's why I wasn't going. Right. But listen, that proves when they say, why haven't we done nothing? We see it. Like, if y'all, nothing is new. If this is what we're going through now, y'all better believe this is the same shit the black men who were doing this before we were here, before we hit the earth, they were doing the same shit and they were met with the same resistance. So we get to actually live history. That's why I say history teaches you the future. If you don't like history, you a fool. History is going to teach you what's going to happen. We get to see exactly in real time what the men before us went through and the men after us are going to go through. Somebody has feedback. Yeah, I think that's game changer. But all right, let me bring a few more folks up on the panel. But all right, what's going on? What's up, dirty folks?
What's going on, man?
Salute.
What's up? Salute.
You know, I popped up because, you know, I keep telling y'all I'm a Hood Servitor fan. So when I see him, I be male group uniform because he's hilarious to me. That nigga's nuts.
He is.
But what's my man with the lion?
That's David Johnson, sir.
David Johnson. I got a cousin named David Johnson. All right. So they
do you and him got the same last name? Dirty Johnson.
Dirty Johnson. Bernard is listen, let me say this. Wait, before you go. One thing I do love about this space too. Everybody
Dirty Johnson is a whole different type of deal, bro. I don't know if you want to go with that.
I know he's shooting.
But no, wait, right quick. Listen, one thing I love about the Sphere, say what you want to say about us, like us or not. We got some hell of a goddamn personalities in this place. And I love this shit, bro. I love that we all different and we all are who we are. That's what makes this space like a super friend space, because everybody doesn't have the same powers.
Nah, this space is turned into the show Invincible, you know, where Omni-Man just like went off on the whole crew. On the whole Super Friends, you know, smash, flash, head and shit. Right. You know?
And I love that shit. I love Omni-Man. That shit is dope.
Yeah, I love Omni-Man.
I love too. That series. Yeah.
But as he was the leader and he just went off on the whole crew, killed the whole crew and pretended like nothing happened.
Selfish ass nigga. He was a selfish ass nigga.
They taking too long to bring in the next season too.
Yeah, they are. Yeah, they are. I'm waiting on that, man.
Yeah, that and the boys. Yeah, I agree.
Yes, exactly.
But all right, Dirty
no,
folks, go ahead.
That's where we're at. It's like the Super Friends thing been disbanded. Like once they realize that there's a new cap, it's been disbanded.
But it can come back together though, GC. Just like we had they had the Civil War. Like, listen, do we not have a Civil War every year? Do they not say every year the Manosphere is dead? And every year we do something new to top that shit. And that's why I'm saying at some point in time, not them, I'm talking to us. And when do we stop believing the bullshit? Like I tell people all the time, I might have thought, wait, right quick. I might have thought black men were weak if everybody wouldn't have kept saying it. See, after so many people kept saying it, it made me scratch my head. I'm like, God damn, this is too many people against this one guy. I gotta go investigate this guy. And I saw that the whole time it was because they knew we had it. It's their job is to convince us that we don't. And a lot of times we give in to that.
Okay, so I agree that the Civil War thing, yeah, they fight all the time and stuff like that happens. But I mean, if one of them niggas, if you caught an Avenger fucking with Thanos, then he's done.
Oh, he got to go. That's a fact. We cut.
Yeah,
listen,
exactly.
we don't do traitors. All traitors got to go. That's how we do it.
Exactly, and that's my point. So we're at that stage now. We have brothers working with the sisterhood. Giving them Infinity Stones and shit. Just to aggrandize themselves. Fuck that.
Right. No, they got to go. Yeah, those are not brothers.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
And that's why we're at this point in the space now. But I want to finish what I was saying about Swarm.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, so Swarm, a lot of black women came at Childish Gambino for a negative depiction of black women, which is stupid because it's a serial killer movie, that is a black woman. But like you were saying earlier, they just don't want black men profiting from talking about black women or having black women work for them, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. If that was Issa Rae that made the movie, they wouldn't have shit to say. They'd say it was a good movie, or excuse me, a good TV series. And it was. But, they went off and he basically just brushed them off and like, your fucking opinion don't matter because you're likely fat. So, he really put it in their place. The younger generation, the new black men, the modern black men do not care, because they're always going to have a negative opinion just to say that they have an opinion about you. White man can make all kinds of movies, depicting mammies and modern mammies, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. What was BAPS all about? What the fuck was that?
Facts.
Yeah, exactly. But, that's okay. Man, Shaka Zulu, I'll never forget. Shaka Zulu, for those of you who are old enough to remember, it came on network television and it had titties bouncing everywhere.
Facts.
They would never do a white woman like that, but that's okay, right? It had titties everywhere. It was like a Delta, aka Zeta, SG Roll lineup of titties, and that shit was okay for network television. Young man like myself at elementary was like, "What the fuck?"
Someone has some nice titties too.
It's African titties. That is some nice okay. Titties. It could come on right after Family Matters and shit. That shit was okay. You got the Cosby Show, then you got a bunch of just fucking wobbly titties and shit. What the fuck was that? But that's how little respect they have for black females' virtues.
Everybody like titties, bro. Baywatch was all white titties. But here's
Baywatch was all white bikinis, motherfucker. I don't watch Baywatch, but I would watch it if it was a bunch of slow motion white titties in it. No, I'm talking bare titties. Right. I'm talking nipples and everything. What the fuck?
Right.
That's so funny.
Anyway, I like Dave's question, even though they going ham on your last name, bro. They ain't said Bumpy Johnson, Dirty. They're hilarious.
Yeah, all the Johnsons.
Yeah, man. That's on the streets. But you asked an interesting question. Do you put income over integrity? That was an interesting question.
Yes,
to piggyback off what he just said about Gambino, right? What's his name? Focus Gambino?
Childish
Gambino. I rock with Childish Gambino because he only dates white women, but everybody he puts on is a black man. He's on black correctly, right? So I don't have an issue with what he does, because I know that he has enough sense to put his cousins, his friends, and put his people in managerial positions, and stay away from girls who will take you away from your cause because you don't want to battle at home after you finish battling the world. So shout out to him. And with that being said, I mean, anybody that ever heard me talk, know I'll put integrity over the profit. But at the same time though, what are they side hustles, right? So, like for instance, right, me being Dirty Folks is a brand ambassador for No Shit Soap. My whole show, it got a theme song and everything, right? So I promote my products, and I get the opportunity to do Google ads, you know what I'm saying, on YouTube because of my space. And I get an opportunity to feed my brethren, because it doesn't matter how much I pay for AdSense. It's an opportunity for me to be able to assign my AdSense to particular channels to make sure that people that I like get the opportunity to eat, because it don't change my budget at all. You know
Wait,
what I'm
Dirty Folks, the name Dirty Folks got something to do with a brand of soap?
Yeah.
So I thought I thought Dirty Folks was talking about like actions and behaviors. No, you actually talking about dirty motherfuckers that need soap?
That's genius. That's genius, though. That's genius. Dirty Folks soap. Genius. I like
Actually, it's a triple entendre. It's a triple entendre. So Dirty Folks is actually an insult. It's like white people calling you the N-word. If you're in Chicago, somebody say you dirty folks, you'll whip their ass. So I got the pass for that. So shout out to that. I was like, it's gonna be funny. There's like, all right, G, go ahead. So then, and then it also relates to if folks are dirty, they need some soap, and it's a cool little jingle with it and all that. So, and it's only male products. I don't do any female products, so I get to be as toxically masculine as I want to be, because only black men can be toxically masculine, right? So I get to be the voice for men, and I get to talk my talk, and I get to sell some soap, and I get to feed my peoples. It doesn't hurt me at all. I try to get monetized on YouTube so I can use the YouTube money for the AdSense, so it just breaks even. So the bigger my channel get, the more ads you'll see. I make my money off the soap. You know what I mean? So it just depends if they have outside interest. If they're dependent on the YouTube money, then they might, and then they have a female fan base, then they might need to walk that line. But there's a lot of people that never talk about women, especially like guys who have sports channels, and they sell a little, VPS, you know what I'm saying, ads or whatever their sponsor is, and keep it moving. And they don't even have to worry about girls being mad, because a lot of guys don't even deal with any content that has anything to do with women, because they know women will destroy you any opportunity she gets, because she's bored. This is a Lapeef centric problem, and I need them to step up like Chicago niggas and say fuck these hoes, like a true Chicago nigga.
All right, who else we got in here? I think that's our pain. Oh yeah, the marriage, politics, and sports. Marriage, politics, and sports.
How you doing, man?
Hey, how's it going? What's up? What you got on this?
Hey, listen, I haven't watched. I purposely haven't watched the Lapeef, the "Come to Jesus" from the brothers to this chick, because I'm just against it. Period. However,
What are you against? Hold on, what are you against?
I'm against them going over to her platform and genuflexing and bending the knee.
All right.
That's that Game of Thrones feel to it and shit, man.
Right.
And I'm really disappointed. But here's the thing, and I don't have the right to judge these brothers, because I'm in the YouTube space. I'm retired and shit. I'm just fooling around. I got a little small channel. I got like 27 subscribers. So I can't have the perspective they have about their platforms, especially if they're making money off of that shit. And they're worried about this chick causing trouble in their, for their channels. But, I don't think they should have went at all, but I can't say anything about Lapeef. I can't say anything about, I know about Mr. Let Go. He tries to ride the fence. Anything. I did watch Anton's, because I follow Anton, because as arrogant as he is, I think we need more arrogant brothers talking anyway. Like that, but I go on the Trigger Mike show a lot, but as far as Lapeef and it could have been anybody else. I can see why they went over there, but I still disagree going over there, period. Almost nobody knew who this chick was.
Right.
So they did her a big Benny. And my issue just in general is that the women who occupy this so-called space, whatever you want to call it, manosphere or not, you know, they've been sucking. They instead of, some of them are allies, but for the most part, when the white girl did what she did, which to me is benign, being 64 years old, I can't get mad at a white girl saying something stupid. White people have been saying stupid shit in front of me for a lifetime.
Facts.
You know, I couldn't even get upset over that. I said, what are you talking about? But that's another story.
Right.
But they came out and they showed all of their true colors, a lot of them.
Yeah, they did.
You know, we're for you, black men, as long as you are willing to muff dive. Then we're your allies. When you start saying you don't want to muff dive no more, then we're your enemies. And too many men buckled the knee. And here's the thing about men who are on their game against the simps. A lot of people don't realize that the simps in the black community are really the woman's army.
Facts.
That's their strong arm. If you know, these guys will fight to the death for these chicks. They're not getting any, you know, any Pandora, but they still will fight for these chicks. And we're seeing some of that live out in these spaces. But I think it'll blow over sooner or later. But it's just a shame to see all this dysfunction between black men because of a couple of ladies, you know, wagging their titties and shit like that. That's just, it's just disgusting. And that's all I have to say.
Yeah. Agreed. Shout out to wait, go ahead, GC. RMY GC talking. Bring up any super chats that I haven't read.
Okay, so I guess
wait, no, drop that one down. Drop that one down.
Yeah, please.
Well,
I guess I missed yesterday's show or something, but what do y'all mean by bent the knee?
Wait, hold on, wait. Bring that one. Hold on, wait. Bring that one back up. I don't think that one said what I said.
That's what I thought it said. Something. Honey was cool, but jump sister.
Okay, all right. No, that one's fine. Thank you for that super chat, Daisy. I thought you was bringing up the. I thought he was super chatting the shit that I that I removed from the regular chat. I was like, man, that was yeah. I thought I was like, no. We don't do that here. I got to get that to Chala. We don't do that here thing. But all right. But anyway, thank you for the super chat. I appreciate that. He said Lapeef shows are intended to spark gender discourses. Yeah, absolutely.
These last $2, I'm not gonna lose.
Not gonna lose.
All right, on to the next one. The Shaq channel 415 says Mr. Gonna Let Go. I think I read that one. Was giving it up. All right, I read that one already, but go on to the next one. Nick Taylor, I read that one. Go ahead. This one I haven't read. Dusty Nuts in the building says, hell no, we always got to share our space with them, much like your money is my money and my money is my money. Right. Thanks for the super chat. Appreciate that. Colossus, harder than titanium, says, who cares what city you're from? Black men grow up. I personally don't care for people who are I won't say I don't care for people, but that's always relevant to me when people Negroes always got to announce where they from. Like, you know, the Negroes have got to announce where they from before they get into a fight. They tell you what city they from. I'm like, unless you from Asgard or Krypton, like, I don't give a damn.
Hey, but listen, but sometimes the reason I do like when people tell me, the reason why I like it is because it tells me the mentality you have. I like, not that everybody is the same, contextualize shit for niggas, but for most parts, I would say certain cities, certain areas do have a certain type of mentality. So I kind of do like to know who you are and where you're from. We know you could be lying, but that's just more information I didn't have on you now.
Yeah, I can't. There's not an American city that's going to make me not, you know, a little more hesitant to fight somebody. I just
Asgard.
Yeah. You pull out Wakanda, Asgard, or Krypton. Okay, I might have to take a step back, regroup, and think this over a little bit. But yeah, niggas gotta rep their city before they throw a punch, I guess. I don't know. But Game Changer, you think you were saying something, you got cut off by the super chat, so go ahead.
No, I was asking, like, what is this bend the knee talk? Like what happened that they all just take turns bending it? Like, what happened?
Yeah.
Well,
can I answer from my perspective, since I was the last one who brought it up? It's not really what they said on her channel. It's the fact that they went to the channel.
Right.
That's all I'm saying. I knew eventually I'm gonna have to go watch it and suffer through the conversation. But the fact that they went to her,
right,
for whatever reason, is an automatic knee bender.
Facts.
Well, I see, and then that's what I got some disagreement with that, even though I understand the why even go there argument. I don't mind if you go if somebody with a sizable channel, I don't know how many views that thing had. Let's just say she had 2,000 views. Let's just say she had 2,000 live viewers in there taking a crap on the Lapeef network and calling the men out. If somebody is doing that and they got that many views and they letting you have it, ain't nothing wrong with pulling up. It's what you do when you pull up.
That's my point, right?
It's what you do when you pull up, and and I didn't mind
what they did.
Well, some of them. Well, okay. All right,
all of them. All of them.
Hold on, wait. Well, we can tease this out. You can definitely say that. You could definitely say that about Let Go and JR. Right. Anton didn't quite do it. I think he argued his points really well. He didn't go off on her. He ain't cuss her out. He ain't ride on her. But I think he argued his points really well. Like, yeah, some chicks.
I could agree with that.
He said some chicks.
But Anton's motivation was different. Holy shit!
Hold on. He said some chicks get disrespected when they come up there with disrespect. If they act like they got some sense, they get treated like they got some sense. He basically made that point, and he stood in it. He did apologize a little bit at the end, but he did that tactically. He did that from a tactical standpoint of trying to say, all right, so I for calling her a monkey or whatever, okay, I'll apologize. I'll accept some accountability on that. Shouldn't have called her a monkey. Then that's like putting a hard ER on the N word. I mean, you calling her a monkey. So he did apologize for that, and he said, "Now will you remove my wife from this thumbnail?" And she did. She said she wasn't going to do it, but she eventually did.
Okay. So but that was his motivation for coming up, not to subscribe.
Right. Yeah. He didn't come up on some bend the knees, clear his name, so people won't think bad of him because he's in a position where he don't have to care. I don't think. Right. So, but I think JR is in a position where he kind of do got to care, and I think Let Go is in a position where he do got to care. Mixed with the fact that Let Go, I think he did that. I think that the simp chip was activated, and he's
always activated with him.
So it's a big battery.
But he will spit some manosphere bars, but when push come to shove, he cops a please, or he'll attack the manosphere that makes.
That's how you know he's faking.
Yeah, exactly. He'll attack the manosphere whose points he's mimicking. So there's that.
But let me say this right fast too with Anton too, and like I said, because Anton, he really didn't bend the knee. But the problem with Anton was what you said earlier too, Bernard. He should have did that from his channel. Because I'm gonna say two things. Because them all going over there made that chick big. All three of them went on. She got all three of them on one show. That show's gonna do numbers, I'm quite sure. But then also he the next day he said, I'm not saying their names. So he called it after the fact, but I understood. Better late than never. But he said the next day on the show that a few hours later, he said, I'm not saying their names. I'm not mentioning them. I'm not giving them no shine. And that's why I said that's a lot of times that's what you do in battle rap or in the classic battles of rap music. The biggest thing you could have did, Jay-Z is I don't for y'all niggas listening, I don't worship celebrities. Just because a nigga good at rapping don't mean he's smart. But Jay-Z himself was famous for not giving people any airtime. Killed off the beef, killed off the back and forth because he just didn't give it. He chose. When it was going at Nas, he saw like this is more beneficial to me. I'm going to go into that with him because I can really generate the numbers. Don't y'all dare think that same exact shit doesn't happen here on YouTube.
Oh, all day, easy. Yeah, if somebody small enough say something about you, you ignore it. Somebody big enough say something about you, then it's like you got to offer a response. All day.
I agree with that, but I don't think you need to offer a response to a girl because girls have short attention spans, but they don't even know why they hate you. They just hate you. Something else would have come up in 2 days and everybody would have forgot. That's just the ebb and flow of people's attention spans. I wouldn't have responded to it at all. I would have let her just keep barking.
Exactly.
I want to get.
That's why I asked. Do you think there was some legitimate fear they had? And I'm just assuming.
No.
That it may if they got like a 40% female audience, then probably they had some legitimate fear of her, disrupting some of their constituents. You know what I mean?
But right quick though, right quick. What Obsidian said it best, and I love it. If we went to the moon, black men, start recognizing you have the power. If we went to the moon, they would find us. If we went to the bottom of the goddamn ocean, they would come down there. Just like they like to say that our channels or our panels aren't powerful or that entertaining without them. You think that doesn't work both ways? It swings both ways.
Here's the thing. My dad told me this a long time ago. He said, man, girls would try to do anything boys can do. But boys don't want to do anything that girls do, and that's why they get mad. To the point that if boys do something that girls do, they'll call you all type of gays and everything else. Because they know that boys should have absolutely no interest in anything they say or do with clothes on. Let's play house or kiss a girl. Don't tell me about how you feel, because I'm not gonna listen. I'm gonna act like I'm listening. I'm like, I told you she was crazy, but I ain't really listening. Like nothing they say, it don't really matter, bro. I think that she had a beef, and they didn't even know they were in a beef. And then they accepted the challenge, but they look.
No, she didn't have no beef.
Hold on, RM, write that down. That's merch. I'm about to start having merch on the show. That's some merch right there. Yeah, write that down for me.
That's good merch. No, bro, listen, bro. I say this all the time, bro. Listen, women aren't as smart as they think they are, but they're not as dumb as men think they are. I started the they know. Women, like, listen, at least 85% of the time, even if they don't know exactly what they're doing, they know what they're doing, if you can understand. Like, they know they're manipulating. They know they just want their way. They know things are unfair. They know they have the advantages. They know that. Their whole job when they play victim is to act like they don't. Meanwhile, like you said, when you see them in rare form, they show that. If you think that chick really was she was really trying to champion the sisters' cause, man, another thing we know the sisterhood is cap is because they'll slit each other's goddamn throat any other goddamn day, but then they like to play like they don't know what these women we're talking about. When these the same goddamn bitches y'all get into it with. You know exactly who the fuck we talking about. Quit fucking playing games. And that's exactly what they do, play games, bro.
Man, look, they can only affect you if you and your feelings. That's the only thing that that's women's world, emotions. So when you feel something bad for them and you want to give us 69 cents to adopt it like some type of African refugee, that's on you. I don't have any feelings for these goofy assholes with clothes on. Look, if you want me to feel compassionate, I don't care if your grandma died, if you got clothes on, let's talk about this shit over tacos, get naked, we'll drink some Moscato, because I know all y'all winos. Y'all don't want to be called winos, but all y'all do is drink wine. We'll get some.
I need more than pussy. I need money. Like, I'm past the pussy. Pussy too easy. I can get that when I can't get a cheeseburger. I need her to bring something more than tacos and us sit down naked. I need her to bring some bread. I need her to bring something that can sustain me, that can make my life last longer.
To make her channel big, I would have charged. I'm talking about, like, you know, your homegirl said, like, my grandma died. Like, oh, let's talk about it. Grab some tacos away in the bottom. Like, ain't really no reason. Like, I wouldn't listen to my sister. Like, I keep telling people I got more in common with the Grand Wizard than I do with my biological sisters, nigga. Their job is to extract resources from men. My job is to keep as many resources as I can and get what I want. Like, we don't have the same goal. So when my sister and they're like, yeah, asshole, I'm like, I'll be that. I don't give a fuck about what you think. Look,
now you understand my name. Exactly.
Exactly. So I mean, it is what it is. I wouldn't have responded to a girl with clothes on.
No, I'm not responding to a girl without making my bank account fatter the next day. We can talk because see, listen to me. If a woman is willing, this is
she should have had it on her channel. So
that's what I'm saying. See what he was supposed to do. She used them, which no problem. They went on there. Nobody twisted their arm. What they were supposed to do was use her. And like I said, I would have never went on there. I'd immediately did a panel. Had a bunch of the new chicks who've been waiting second string that ain't been able to get their playtime, saying, look, we got 2 seats open now. We got a few girls gone. I'm doing interviews live on TV. We'd had fun. We'd have laughed. I'd have sent them cash apps. I'd have used that airtime against them versus they actually were able to use it against the men. That's just me.
I don't know.
That'd have been interesting if he would have, he would have, just let her go on and have it. Don't nobody show up, and then do his official response. And invite her over, and now you in control in the power position.
That leads to a bigger problem, though. That leads to a bigger.
How?
No. I mean, it not what you're talking about. The bigger problem that the matriarchy teaches men that money is power, when money is only the exchange for goods and services. Like, what that would have been is a power move. What you're saying to do, but them niggas don't operate from a position of power.
Exactly.
So that's a bigger overall problem. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I don't think you build a platform like that if you don't understand operating from the position of power. They just made made a wrong calculation in that moment. They made a wrong calculation in that moment. I can't say they don't move from power, because like that platform, you got to be thinking power. Like JR, he's legit. He's built a platform, a YouTube platform that will make him money even if he never even appears on the camera.
True.
Like, think about that. Like, you next level thinking with this shit, where he don't even have to appear on the platform, and he will still make. You can still be paid.
No, I like his business.
You don't.
Like I said, and I know, like I said, JR from Chicago. We done chopped it up on when I'm gonna come on the P.
There you go, announcing where people from.
It's a part of our culture at this point. We can't help it.
The commonality, right? Of the support,
I get it.
Support each other, right? Sometimes, but
I'm sorry. Would it be interesting to see how the Peace Network goes forward after the genuflection? I'd like to see what happens next.
Absolutely.
On that Thursday night panel. Do you kind of fix the women you put on there, or do you want some wildfire women?
You can't fix the women.
I think they do the same.
When I say fix, me.
Hold on, wait. You raise a good point. Right. If they do a sanitized show where where the topics are not non-contentious topics, it's just asking them, so what do you think about this? And they just give a little generic answer, and the guy said, oh, that's great. And then they just give a generic response.
Right.
It's gonna be boring.
That's why I said women. They can't change their format. Yeah. The only thing they could do is they can create like a code of conduct. They can do that, but they can't change their format because they'll lose what made them great. You know what I mean?
I think so.
Controversy.
You know what I'm saying? What I want to see is, and Bernard said this yesterday, do they start cuckolding for every domestic terrorist? Because once you give in once, you can't not give in. You know what I mean?
That's them. That's women. That is exactly. That's why I say, perception is power. That's where the slippery slope comes in. Because I understand something, like I say this all the time, bro. When I would deal with women, I would just be like, well, maybe I am too much of an asshole. Maybe I am too hard. And I would try being nice. I swear, the 3 times I did that out of the 100, the 3 times I did that, it all went bad. So I could only, not my personal feelings, I had to go off what they showed me. They showed me that they like it drama filled. So I even, from time to time with my women, I have to manufacture drama. I'll be, who the fuck you? Where you at? The fuck are you? I gotta talk crap the whole time. I don't give a shit about it. I like my peace, but I have to play this game to make her feel like I care.
You know what? You know how accurate that is, bro. Yeah. So because I had like the number 4 book in the nation, right? I ain't gonna tell y'all my real name because I like dirty folks. Anyway, so what happened was when I wrote the book, girls were coming up and asking me for an autograph. But they wouldn't ask just for an autograph. They were like, could you meet me at the hotel? Give me an autograph. I'll pay for the book and the autograph. You let me suck your swallow. And I'm like, yo, shorty, why don't you just buy the book and get extra little $5? Ain't like I'm a big time dude. Just give you $5, man. I'll sign the book. Like, no, because I'm a sapiosexual. And if you don't let me swallow your kids, then I won't purchase your book. So now I feel like I'm being violated. Like I'm on the casting couch because I got to let you give me oral fixation in order for you to purchase my product. Like, they're terrorists. So, and I didn't even know what that book, that authors had group. I was telling my guys, like, yo, this is incredible, bro. This is hilarious. But he was like, yo, they gonna chop your ankles off like on Misery, nigga. I was like,
all right, Aaron, pull up the super chats real quick. I'm gonna get these super chats out the way before I go to Edward Anderson. Before I go to Edward Anderson, I'm trying to check to see if somebody sent a Cashapp, but all right, what we got up here says anti-displayed what multiple undercover sisters dream of, standing vigilant for his innocent wife and 15-year-old daughter. He understood the assignment. I respected that part at the end when he basically was just saying, get her to, take that shit down. Understood that part at the end when he was saying basically get that shit down, take my wife and kids.
Yeah, that was wrong. That was wrong.
No, I respected that.
This man family.
All right. The Sneak 2008 says Ogura got 4 Infinity Stones. Anton, I'm not giving her Anton. Mr. Right. Let Go. I give her that one. Tommy,
right, I keep forgetting about Tommy.
What did he do?
He went up there too. He went up there.
I didn't watch all that. I watched the beginning, and he just out of nowhere start taking shots at that one chick. She's been on my show, the Fantasy Girl Island chick. He started taking shots at her, and I was like, damn, he just went up there to just shit on her. And I was like, I mean, I didn't disagree or care what he had to say, but it was just random. And I just quit watching. I'm like, that ain't relevant to anything I'm about to cover on the show. But I would be shocked if he so I'm gonna say Tommy don't count.
Right.
But because I would be shocked if he yielded. If she came at him and he just yielded, I would be shocked. I ain't buying that one. Was Logic even up there? Did Logic go up there?
I didn't see Logic. I don't know.
Okay, so dude, you're talking bullshit. I mean, Anton, I understand some people think it's an L for Anton. I didn't think it really was. Mr. Lego, yes. Tommy, no. Logic wouldn't even have nothing to do with it. So he say, who's next? Angry Man, Old Man Bernard. Dude, you're not making any sense. You're not making any sense.
Maybe he thought Logic was JR. Maybe he didn't know that was JR.
Maybe he don't know who is who. All right, possibly. Yeah, but this is one of those. This is reading like somebody. I call them the sisterhood goons who just root for men
to lose.
Yeah. They just root. They just love to see men take an L to the point that
it's called the baby mama sphere.
Oh,
if you look at all of them, with the couple of exceptions, because there are exceptions, are usually bitter baby mamas. Baby mamas that they played the game, they lost, they got exited from the team early, or what it is they're mad that they weren't made to be baby mamas by the niggas that they want. So it's two.
No, Ed, you're getting it wrong. That was a dude who sent that super chat.
Right.
I'm not talking about the super chat. I'm talking about
the mentality.
Yeah, no, we get that part. Hold on, I'll go back to you on that. But to the dude who sent that, yeah, those are the sisterhood. Those are the sisterhood goons. They flip every mattress. Ed, hold on. Those dudes who flip every mattress to try to find the L for the men who speak up for men. That is some weird shit that's going on heavy. That's going on heavy in the space. I refuse to stand next to that shit. But all right, but thank you for the super chat to sneak. Go to the next one. I got you, Ed. Freeman's on the building says black men don't want power. That is the problem. Thank you for the super chat. Appreciate that. The ex-son husband, says Anton done if Crimson Cure joined the sisterhood. And why is Anton done if Crimson Cure joined the sisterhood? Again, that's that shit. Basically, because listen, holy shit, listen.
You're right.
Listen, he's saying Anton is done if Crimson Cure joined the sisterhood. I don't know what he exactly mean by that, but I think what he's saying is because Anton on that show gave a really good endorsement for Crimson Cure. Basically, I don't know if he's trying to say that's going to be Anton's L if Crimson Cure joined the sisterhood. I don't know what he means by that.
I disagree if that's what he's saying.
Unfortunately, everybody is giving Crimson Cure an endorsement, so he'll be washed away. Nigga, if anybody, if Crimson Cure were the biggest L would be Angry Man, and that would be probably the closest thing. BGS could probably play disappointment, but Angry Man, because Crimson Cure comes from his camp. And truth be told, Crimson Cure is not going to join it. There's inside reasons as to why she won't, but she's not, because the truth is. There's reasons why she won't, so that's not something she won't worry about.
But I know it's like somebody played a video that definitely made Six of Goddess look bad regarding Tommy Sotomayor. I'm not going to explain it or even send people in that direction. I don't want people to leave my stream. I would y'all gotta think about it. Ed, chill, bro. You just jumping in. Let me finish my sentence. The problem, the video was funny, and it was like, ooh, like it definitely looked bad on her. But the title of the video had me so confused because the whole title of the video was calling out the men who have to hold an L because the chick is looking stupid. It's like that's what I'm just saying. It just blows my mind where everybody whole game is to look under every mattress, figure out where they can find the L to hand to a man. I even heard L's being handed out to MTR for being in Jamaica with Melly Monaco. Like the dude's trying to hand him an L. I'm like, what is wrong with you? I'm like, this shit is crazy. But all right, hold on, one more. Asunde. Episode Asunde. Shout out to you for the $1.49 super chat. Do appreciate that.
Wait a minute. What's this? This ain't enough. Make it enough.
I always forget about that one. Hit him to make it enough. All right. Go ahead, Ed. You got the floor. You got the mic.
I mean, I'm not gonna take too long. I mean, honestly, I'll watch like very small bits and pieces of this video. People are just talking about it on the Discord because honestly, I'm not catering to that bullshit. The reality is is two things. One is what you just said, which is everybody trying to give an L to a man. That's the new game, and the problem is internal to this space too. That's where it starts to piss me off. Like I expect like greater black YouTube to run that play because a lot of these dudes see when you give a man an L, that appeases the women. That's how you know a lot of the dudes is So if you have a female audience, that's the problem. That's what nobody wants to talk about. Like Bernard, is your audience? I mean, we know your audience is more man, but is it like 80%, 90%, 70%?
It varies.
I know that's personal with analytics.
No. I don't mind explaining it at all. I actually explained it on yesterday's show. When I do like a short, it could vary. It could very well say, 30% women, especially if it goes semi-viral, get a lot of views. It could say 30% women, 40% women. Sometimes when I do pre-records, depending on what they about, it could be, depending on what it's about, it could very well say 20% women. But when I do my live stream show, like my live stream show, my bread and butter, that's like 95% men. So overall, my channel is always ranged at, over 90%. Sometimes it will dip below, like, it'd be like in the high 80s when it comes to men versus women. But for the most part, especially lately, my live stream show, 95, 96, sometimes like 98% men. But anyway.
So here's my point. There's a difference between having 32,000, which roughly you can say you have an 85 to 90% men channel. You got videos that'll be shared to folks, but if you look at your subscribership, it's at least 80. There's a difference versus somebody that has like shout out to I'm not hating on Lead Attorney at all, but Lead Attorney said it. His audience is like 60 to 70% women. And then let's flip that on Danica Marie, which is her audience. This is another reason why Criminal Cure probably won't flip. It's her. She's at one. She just cracked 150, and her audience is. She said 90, 80, or like at least 80% men at this point, and maybe more women involved. My point is that that's different because it's hard to just cultivate a just black male audience, especially in this type of niche. This isn't sports. This isn't hip hop. So a lot of times it's easier to say, okay, I'm going to quote unquote give men an L because that's how women perceive holding men accountable. It's not enough to just hold men accountable by how we hold it. You got to clown men. You got to make fun of men. So you have with like the MTR shit, that when you look at Steve the Dean, that's the dude that did that video, even though he lives with a fucking anyway. Don't even get me started on Steve. But my point is that appeases the bitches. They love that. That's red meat for the women. Now, there's sometimes there's a legitimate L for dudes, but when people are like doing fucking Easter egg hunts for L's, and that's what's going on now. That and that's why I like nigga. Like yo, and shout out to O'Shea, but O'Shea is on video 45 with Pearl, and a lot of that is L. Niggas doing fucking Pinky and the Brain experiment saying, how can I manufacture L's out of thin air? How can I just make up some random there's that Valuetainment show, that with the white dude that Pearl and Hafiz went at it at, right? They even said it's an L for the black manosphere. Check this out. He's got a video talking about what happened with Pearl, right? That the blacks are angry. Basically, that's how I read it. It is what it is. It literally says, social justice warriors and the black manosphere are attacking pearly things. And then niggas literally sent me that saying, the black manosphere got to hold this L. I said, why? He did us a solid. How are we cooning for the same bitch we're attacking? How does that work? Somebody's going to have to pick a side. So everybody wants to make everything an L. So that's the first part. As far as the Lapid Network, I ain't got no problem with Lil Peep Network. You know, me and Chicago really got into it because he wanted to use like terms like beloved in my chat, trying to, you know, do the slick bitches. And, you know, I don't stand for that shit. And that's best. But the thing about
wait, who did that?
Chicago Rilla.
Oh,
the thing about them in there in these L's, and first of all, that shit was like a congressional hearing, and they go up there explaining themselves. Nigga, if you a millionaire, why the fuck are you explaining yourself to some baby mamas and baby mama wannabes? That's what I need to. Now the daughter thing and the wife thing being that's cool, that's fine, but that's not the main thing he was up there for. That nigga was like TikTok explaining why, who, what, where, when, why. And the reality is they're doing that because, again, a lot of the folks that listen to the Lapeef are in the baby mama sphere. What do I mean when I say that? That is them dudes that be fucking these single mothers. And I mean really be having relationships with them, not just fucking them and then going about their day. Then you got women that they want to basically find folks that are going to give them a plea, give them a cop out. They can plead to a lesser charge than being a single mother and a leftover chick. That's what all of them, and think about who they brought on their show. Yanni was the first one. I forget after that, but it was Yanni. Then they ended up bringing up Six the Goddess. Then they ended up, you know, Cryptic Cure was in there, to be fair. It was only when they started bringing a mirror that they had their issue. And when you look at the baby mama sphere also listened to Kevin Samuels because they couldn't stand Kevin Samuels. They would hate. Kevin Samuels was like their Floyd Mayweather. They went up there to see him lose. And he rode that all the way to where he was. And so this Christy, Pears, they're all in the baby mama sphere where they just blame Jermaine for everything. And the issue is they built their channel around that. And now if they don't do it the way they need to, they're gonna fucking lose the whole shit. And that's why they wanted to explain it. I said it before, I'm gonna say it again, I'm ending with this. What Anton
Hold up.
Hold up. All right.
You stupid.
I'm gonna say this. He needs to. We did that the other day. He needs to record a whiteboard.
That's RM in the back.
He needs to recruit a white boy. He needs to recruit a white dude because these women won't want to leave then and phase these chicks out. Otherwise, your shit is going to be overtaken by the baby mama gynocracy Congress. And that's what he's dealing with. And he don't even comprehend that that's what he's dealing with, too. That's what makes it. As far as Mr. Lego, man, Mr. Lego been apologizing to black women. That's his default. Mr. Lego literally let Kendra G son him and try to. Anyway, go ahead. But yeah.
Well, if I may, right quick, and what Ed said, they don't know. Rather than hating on the space, the black manosphere, which we started this shit, and our shit different from the white manosphere on top of that. Come over here, get with the brother, stop over here cloud watching and stealing ideas. Because I'm gonna be honest with you, I didn't like the treatment my brother Bernard got when he went over there. I really didn't. I know Bernard didn't say that, but I'm gonna say something. I'm your brother. I didn't like the goddamn treatment my brother went over there. He was over there being cordial. My brother was over there extending the hand, the olive branch, and y'all thought it was all games. I really don't like that.
What are you talking about?
When you went over there that time, where'd you go on the Fight Club?
Fight Club. Yeah. Oh, that was all good. That was no.
But listen to you.
The audience was. All
right, but look. All right, but damn that. Listen,
I started making too much sense, and then they started. Right. And somebody wanted to pay the money to get me drunk.
Yeah, that's cool. That's whole shit. I don't give a fuck. That's how they show it.
Yeah. I wasn't tripping.
We know you weren't tripping, but
let me address something.
Tells me is the audience are full of hoes.
Time out. Let me address something. Somebody just got hit in my channel, and I don't know what they did to get hit. Nate, was that an accident? Let me know if that was an accident. Only thing I could see that this person did was shit. What did he do?
Uh-oh.
And by the way, those are purple pill problems.
Yeah, he just dropped some hurricanes, and yeah. So let's unhide that guy that got hit.
Yeah, you mean does Bernard need to do a moderator purge?
No. It was an accident. All right, cool. All right. Carry on.
Like, remember, anyway, those are purple pill problems, Joe, man. When them niggas are spinning around in circles, it ain't about talking to women, but you got to know what type of women you're talking about. You're talking about women. This is what David was talking about. These drama-filled bitches, they're addicted to drama. So they always got to kick some shit up. Understand something. Jason Black started all this. Jason Black has roasted most of them chicks that's talking about Levine. He would literally, see, they won't talk to him, because he'll throw them through a buzzsaw because he don't respect none of them chicks, So again, a lot of folks are using this as an opportunity to get their rings kissed, and Anton is falling for that, and that's what really makes me mad. It's like, dude, you got 4 channels. You got the Millionaire Morning Show, which is more than Jason Black got, 120, and that's more than his biggest channel had. Then you got the Lapid, which is about to hit 100. Then you got his own channel, which is 167. Then you got that dope bathroom shit, which I saw Crimson Cure on there, so people are going on there, which is like, I'm about to hit 30. Why are you worried about these chicks? Get other women. Like, you're at a much better place than you were in the beginning. Phase them out and get Olivia Alexa on there. There's other women that you can get. And then you can phase, I'm telling you, get you a white boy, dude, and then phase them chicks out.
No, what's
and Olivia Alexa is light-skinned.
Real quick. Yeah, but what's baked into the cake is that they want chicks to disagree. Like they want Katie and Kayla, provided that it don't get too far or get to the point where it's just getting too personal. And
it always gets too far, though. You need control opposition.
Either way it go, that's what they want. Just like Fresh and Fit. They don't want agree. They don't want 10 agreeable baddies on there. They want, at least half of the baddies to be disagreeable. So they got.
But most of them are baddies, by the way. Just FYI.
Either way.
But I get that part. But that doesn't mean that you have the they want disagreement, because that's what drives their show. My issue is there's a difference between having that and then folks being able to take over your space, because now the audience are loyal to them over you, and that's why you got to phase them out. See, the problem is this is where, and even within that, this is where they fuck up. You wait till the situation becomes Tawana level before you want to get rid of them, so it's a blow up. Controlling, moving them in and moving them out. And then, recurring character, you can do that in a way and still be in control. And because eventually what's going to happen is a lot of your audience members are going to leave, because they're going to say, fuck your channel. Or they're going to make it anyway. He don't understand is he's looking like a punk. And so people are losing respect for you, and that's making you vulnerable to other people. He going to wind up like Hafiz doing that goofy shit.
And you can't see you can't see that women have such a problem with real relationships and then think you're going to have a decent relationship with them. It's safe to say black women are not that great at long-term relationships. So if I know that, no offense, I'm not even mad. Do you? That means I'm going to just rotate you in and out. I can't afford to have feelings involved, because this has nothing to do with feelings. This is how you are. And I'm not even going to try to change you. If you want to think short-term, cool, then I'm just going to rotate you out. And that was how he was supposed to be dealing with it. Had he came and talked to the originators of this shit, we would have told him this shit.
And that's easier to do that via business. I got a question for y'all, and then I'm leaving. But I got a question. Who you think has benefited from that relationship? Do you think the women have benefited more, like the collective, or the ones he brought up there, or do you think Anton has benefited more from that relationship?
Well, I think
as far as subscriber growth and YouTube growth.
Okay. What are you asking when you say, because you confused me?
I say both.
So my argument, I'm not saying I did. What I'm thinking is,
clarify what you're asking. I don't even understand.
What I'm asking is, have the women built themselves off his platform more, or has giving new folks, new simps, or has Anton been more able to leverage those women coming onto his show and their audiences? It's an open question. I don't have an answer in mind.
Okay. All right. So when you say that, if you're talking about the Lapeef Network, the one that's JR and Anton, I think they have benefited more, because, like I said,
so Anton has his own shit, like his own show, stuff like Anton that as well.
His own stuff that kind of grew and blew up parallel with Lapeef growing up and blowing up.
Right.
So I don't know how much of that was a lot of that had to be connected, not all of it, but a good percentage of it had to be connected to the Lapeef Network's success. So and look at what Anton got going on. He got like 2 channels trending towards 150,000, and he'd be flying in big names and doing big things. And so I gotta say that he definitely
and really Lapeef is the third. So in the algorithms, I do the same thing.
And JR, the Lapeef himself, he's profiting big time off of that. He's making big money off of the chicks coming on there showing their ass. He's making big money off that. He's built.
I call it the zoo animal method.
Yeah, he's made a vertical business out of YouTube. Some of the chicks, like Courtney Michelle, have transitioned into. She got like 27,000 subs, so she got a channel.
She hit 30.
What you say?
She hit 30 yesterday.
Okay, good for her. Good for her.
Sure she
so
did.
she grew a channel out of that. But for the most part, the Lapeef Network is a machine that's going to run whether JR put his face on it or not. So so he's benefited and capitalized off this more than anything. Again, so it's hard. You can't pin an L on that. We can.
Well, I'm not asking that. I'm just asking just to reset it.
No, okay.
Oh,
so
okay.
Who benefited the most? Yeah, JR and Anton, hands down.
And even with Anton getting clowned, that's still exposure. And and here's another thing too. It gets to the point. Fresh and Fit I found this out. It gets to the point where they can talk shit about you, but if they still go into your shit, like, how many motherfuckers have called Fresh and Fit cornballs and all this bullshit? Jason Black is supposedly gonna start going after Auburn Preach and all the immigrants. He's got an immigrant attack thing coming. Yeah, or do the immigrants deny racism? And he's got Auburn Preach right up in there. So that's the next round.
Where is he? I always ask this question because he's the white supremacy guy. Is he fighting white supremacy or is he fighting against black male YouTube competitors?
No, that nigga is fighting the algorithm. That's what he's doing. The lead attorney said he's holding for the algorithm. But my thing is, the reason I brought that up is Auburn Preach. A lot of people took their shots at, Fresh and Fit at the same time. And it gets to a point where you can clown somebody so much that you can be what I call clown resistant. Meaning, okay, you need to say something new. Everybody is clown Anton so bad that it gets to the point where if you survive that, it ain't nothing you gonna say that the person didn't say before.
Hold on, real quick. Sexy Red, well, supposedly you're allegedly sexy, but I mean you're red bone, but you're putting the asterisk on the sexy part. You don't get to come over to my channel and clown. Like, I don't let women do that. Come to my channel and clown prominent people in the black manosphere. So you can dead.
Oh yeah, she's clowning me because she got dismissed.
No. She took a shot at Angry Man.
Well, that's why she got dismissed too.
And that's why, you're not allowed to do that over here. I know it's some channels that let you do that, but not over here. Not over here.
You are a guest. We need you to act like it. You are a guest.
There's codes of conduct over here.
We really need we need a blacklist because I don't know who that chick May is with MEY, but you got some of y'all need to tighten the fuck up. Not you, Bernard, because I haven't seen her on your stuff, but y'all be letting some of these shits linger around, and they be doing like agent activity. Like for example, any chick, I don't give a fuck who it is. Like if they use the term mammy, that's automatic blacklist. And don't tell them you need to automatically write that down because mammy is a not allowed term. Mammy is, I'm not going to fuck up your show, but that's the NIGGER lover for black women. That's what you're calling. There is no way of saying mammy in which, I'm just saying this. No, you've already disclosed who you are. So terms like that, when you use it, that's like an automatic. And what happens is a lot of chicks, I ain't even talking about Red in this situation. A lot of chicks are allowed to hang around and do like obvious agent activity. And then when they blow up, people are like, I don't know where this came from. No. And they always try to put the L in there, but they try to put the L on dudes that they think you don't like. So that's how they sneak it in. Yeah, that dudes need to start being consequences need to start better about that. Yeah. But like I said before, Anton, you get clown resistant. Whereas like you ain't said nothing. Oh, he's short. Oh, he a lame. Oh, he just about his money. Oh, he may not be a millionaire. and then you see the numbers still growing, just like with Kevin. Oh, he may be this, or oh, he may be that. It's because it's like y'all saying it, y'all overusing it. It's like when you become resistant to a drug or a prescription or whatever. It's the same thing. Now, does that always happen? No. That's why that shit was so effective with a thief. Because of thieves, nobody never really knew who he was. And so when he got hit by everybody at the same time. And that really affected him because nobody really knew who he was to compare it against. So all you saw was the lane. All you saw was the Nigerian, hamburger. You know how they had them damn fucking them suits, and they always try to have they chest out and shit. That's like a Nigerian style. All you saw was him trying to be inauthentic. And so what happened was they couldn't compare that again. Well, this is when the Hafiz was keeping it real. That all they saw was the lane. So his shit just bottomed the fuck out. But see, Anton is different. So you run that risk, and if he can get past that, it really ain't a lot these chicks can do. But I still say he needs to get a white dude and transition them chicks out to some new chicks. That'll be new controlled opposition.
All right. Pull up the super chat. 622 people in here. Make sure you hit the like button. Let's pull up the super chats. Somebody just dropped down. I think that was Ed that just dropped on down. Let's see. Here we go. Let me make that bigger. The sneak said, Ed, okay, and Ed just left, so we can go on to the next. We don't care who's taller. That's mighty strag of you to be that concerned about men's height. Like I've been
right.
Like it is men in this space who
that got to be a woman. What if that's a woman? That might be a chick. You think it's a guy?
I've seen those comments.
I've seen it.
I'm pretty sure that's a man. What could be? But see, you know what's messed up is some channels where chicks could probably float under the radar because never mind. I ain't about to say that. Anyway, but Dusty Nuts in the building with $20 super chat. He says the Book of Heathens 1 and 8 says Stein harlots seek to use the backs of men as pedestals for her own self-aggrandizement and self-worshiping. The demonism, her crown is abandoned with adorned. I'm sorry, adorned with 1,000. I can't see. Adorned with 1,000.
No, we know your eyes. Yeah, we know you need the glasses.
Blonde horses hair. Yeah, it's late in the show. I can't see shit. Next one on to the next one. Thank you for that super chat. I do appreciate that. The ex-son husband says drop Ed #Fight Club style. No. We're not doing. I'm gonna implement that, but it won't be universally for every show. It'll be just for some shows. Look, I ain't about to get you out of that. But it's certain people who the thing applies for. Like if OG come up here, the bounty is always in place. Dusty Nuts in the building says. The Book of She-Heathens 1 and 9 says, thine harlots have many anonymous fathers landing within her valleys, then flying iron chariots landing on runways.
He talking, he preaching.
In the building with another one says, Book of She-Heathens 1 and 10 says, and their unpleasant voices have become a symphonic chorus louder than the deafening screaming of wailing siren at the village square. The best way to triumph is this trial is not to lend then your ears. Thank you. Wisdom, you can drop 50 on it. Let me. I don't know if I don't think Dusty Nuts is wrenched up. So let me pull up the next super chat. I think Rod got.
Congratulations, Dusty.
You got a wrench. You emancipated. Nigga, you made it.
You made it. Pull up the next one. I know Rod of God sent one. He says, he said sexy red ain't red either. Okay, that's new one on me. I thought I saw your light-skinned chick. I don't know. I don't know the rules. But all right, drop the link in there for Fantastic. We're coming down the home stretch of the show. Fantastic want a piece of it. Drop the link in there for him. James Wingate in the building says paying the Edward and Game Changer tax. Absolutely.
These last $2, I'm not gonna lose.
Rod said no filters Oh, oh, you telling me Sexy Red is like catfishing a light-skinned chick on? Yeah, okay, I see the game. I see the game. She faking light-skinned. Okay, all right, whatever, all right, is what it is. Is what it is. But so, all right, but who is this up here? So I did invite a new person on the panel that haven't spoken yet. So you go ahead and speak. You got the floor. You got the mic, and I think Fantastic just popped up in the back. But go ahead, you got it. New guy. I don't know your name. It says, oh, that's a weird name. ISYLP Network. Going once.
Yeah, it's my bad. I was muted, bro.
Oh, go ahead.
Just call me Beans.
Cool.
Or La Podcast. That's what everybody call me.
Okay.
Yeah, I was kind of hoping that you just asked me a question because I don't necessarily really want to go on a rant, right? I did my rant yesterday. I do kind of understand the point of the question of the show, but I think, as I stated yesterday, is that I think people are avoiding the elephant in the room, which is if she's nobody and if she's just a woman and all this and that, then why did these guys capitulate to her request?
Two reasons. Either it was the simp chip activated, or and I apply this more so to Let Go and JR. They have an audience that's probably somewhere in the vicinity of 40% women. Their analytics probably show that they share an audience with some of these sisterhood channels. And so this sisterhood would mobilize and rally the troops to say, boycott these awful, horrible, toxic Lapeef network men. They're going to lose some market share of their audience. So they had to come kiss the ring. Either that or they were just some simps. One or the other.
I'm going with simps, bro. I'm going with
simps. Simps for 200, Stu.
Because here's the thing: the sisterhood is only united to hate men because they don't really get along like that. So there's no real sisterhood. So you didn't do it for that. As a matter of fact, one thing for sure, two things for certain: girls love men that other women say ain't shit. That's the key of being a good black man is being ain't shit to a black woman. So yeah, they could have wrote that out, bro. I better them than me.
So here's my question, right? I think you kind of answered it honestly with the second part of your reasoning. But if she had 1,500 subscribers, right? If she had 12 people watching live, you think they would have been up there?
I don't think so. I'm gonna give them more credit than that. I'm gonna give them more credit than that. There's a I can't play them like that to where if she had 13 and a half people in there watching, they're gonna come up.
I would not give them more credit than that, bro.
No.
I don't, bro. Look, let me tell you something, because this is the mind of a simp. Because my parents and my uncles are baby boomers, so I know how niggas will sell out they last name for a bitch, right? Let me explain something to you. It comes down to there's something about black men, because black men judge their manhood based on women. So there's something about black men that if they support a woman, they'll ride that out, right? They'll just ride it out. So you know your wife ain't shit. She made a tell-all book about Scottie Pippen, right? But you made the decision. That's the chick you picked. So you'll go through everything to try to validate the decision that you made. I think it's very much less about her subscriber count than the fact that they built that chick and then she broke bad. And instead of disciplining this time,
hold on, wait. You saying they built her?
No, I'm saying they supported her. They gave the okay. Because and because they gave her the okay when she snapped.
I don't know
back,
if that was true.
Shit, look at Anton, because Anton says this all the time.
Anton, how did they give her the okay?
Yeah, that part is fake news. They didn't give her
on her show. She hasn't been on.
I know, but just she was a guest on their panel before, but she had her own show doing her
that
own
was
thing. She be covering like trending news, celebrity gossip with a I hate black men spin on it. Like, so yeah. So that she got her own market share. They didn't make her. They can say they made Courtney Michelle. They can say they made Kay and Kayla and a couple other chicks. The lucky Lucky. It's some chick named Lucky, I think.
Lucky,
right?
I know what Lucky is.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, yeah.
So lucky.
It's a lot of chicks. It's a lot of chicks they can say they made. She ain't one of them.
She ain't one of them.
Nah.
Right. So, and that's why to me,
she got like 200,000 something subs. Her platform bigger than theirs. 223,000 subs. Yeah, she got a bigger platform than them. They didn't make her.
And that's why I'm saying, like, honestly, to me, I think my opinion on it is that this is their egos coming back to bite them, right? And the reason why I say that is because they be wanting people, to bow down to them because they got subscribers, right? Because they can do some numbers, because they got some money. And now you just had to do the same thing in front of the whole world. You had to bow down to this chick because she had some subscribers, because she was doing 2,200 when I pulled up.
Oh, okay. See,
and
I was wondering.
By the time the show was at its peak, 2,800 live, which none of those channels they have, or my channel for that matter, do those kind of numbers live, right? So to me, this has been a problem for a long time. That's why I went up there and just pretty much asked her, like, please don't take this video down, because it's needed. Not because it was some woman up there trying to check the guys. Like, I don't really think that shit has any impact. I ain't seen nobody's subscriber counts go down.
Right.
All I've seen is a few other people's smaller channels grow. You know what I'm saying? From this, because everybody been covering it. It's not gonna change anything. Even if the complaining that she had about Lapeef on Thursdays, even if that style of show continue, which to JR's credit, he was not lying. It had already made some changes on Thursday. But even if it was the exact same, people pull up, they watch it. They say what they want to, they still watching, they still super chat, right? So I don't think that's it. I just think this opened up the better conversation is, can y'all now recognize that you might need to stop this I got more subscribers than you bullshit? You need to kiss our ass because we got a few subscribers, or because I've been on YouTube for 10 years, or because I do 1,000 viewers live. Then everybody else needs to kiss my ring and kiss my ass. That might need to stop.
Oh, you saying that it's not like you're taking a shot at like Anton, dick waving about his subscribers. You saying he got to not do that no more because he had to go kiss her ring or something? Is that what you were saying?
Well, so let's be specific, because I don't mind dropping names. I'm specifically talking about Anton. I'm specifically talking about Tommy Sotomayor. But all of the men in this space who have those, it's not like I'm saying something they've never said, right? They will say that in a heartbeat.
Well, I don't think Tommy talks shit about subscribers because he's forever losing channels. But he got a loyal fan base no matter where he could start a new channel with 1,000 subs. He probably could still liable to still get 1,000 people in there. So I don't think he do the subscriber thing. He do the OG thing because he's been doing it, doing it longer than everybody. He do pull a rank on that. But
and I'm saying for us men, right, with each other, that shit just need to stop. Look at that same thing is like you and I believe because I don't believe it's got nothing to do with simping. I think this with Anton, to his credit, he should have been there. The woman had his wife on the thumbnail. He went up there specifically to ask her to take his wife down. He was being strategic about that. He wasn't up there trying to show his ass, because you get more. What is the saying? You get more honey
with sugar or
whatever it is, right? So it makes sense.
Vinegar, or I don't know.
Wilding out, right? He went up there and he spoke calmly, trying to have a diplomatic solution to a problem that he saw. So that's not an issue. I think JR, like you said, listen, at the end of the day, this woman has got almost 2,500 people live. When she first really started bringing Anton up, it's already 2,300 people live. So it matters, right? It's not like the subscribers don't matter. The live viewers don't matter. It matters. You got to go up here and speak for your channel and not let the narrative about your channel be one-sided to these many viewers. Because by the time this video is over, it's going to be hundreds of thousands of views, right? So I think it makes sense for him to be up there. But at the end of the day, the only reason why y'all was up there is because of the fact that she has those subscribers and she has those live viewers and this and that. So now that you see what that tastes like, how about moving forward with the other men in this space? Because I believe the space is called manosphere, not man with a Porsche sphere, not man with 50,000 subscribers sphere, you know, not man with $1,500 shirts sphere. It's manosphere. So whatever man is in this space, right, that has somehow managed to survive life on this planet at whatever age, that isn't out raping or robbing people or any of that other stuff, but just speaking his mind and his intellect, regardless of what his pockets look like, right? How about just include that person in the space, everybody else in the space, and not try to tell us or hand us your ass to kiss because you got a few subscribers, because that's the reason why everybody is on y'all right now.
Okay,
those are, hold on real quick. I want to say those are valid points to the people who dick wave about subscribers. As far as, you know, the subscribe, like, listen, we've seen some people flip the whole damn space upside down with like less than 6,000 combined subscribers. So, and I think those are the people that, yeah, they came up with the name subscriber supremacy, then they debunked it on their own channels. Like, I mean, I'll go ahead and say the name. Ramil could have 4,000 subs, 3,000 subs, and get 1,000 people on there, and he changed the whole trajectory of the damn space, flipped it upside down on his head. So the people that say that started the whole subscriber supremacy thing, they debunked it with their own success. So it's like, so that's why I don't go that far with that one. But there are some people who do try to pull too much rank with that, and I'm like, well, I care more about the validity of the words that are coming out of your mouth, you know, more so than that. I've always been on that. I can literally say I consistently, like right now I got 600 people in here. I was more consistently doing numbers like that with less subscribers just because I had, you know, more minimum and a more active audience. I remember when I had less than 8,000 subscribers, I was doing numbers like this more. So it's the subscriber count don't mean as much as people make it out to be. You gotta look at, you know, active viewers, active subscribers. It's a number of metrics that make a difference. So no, I've never bought the whole subscriber thing, that subscribers, you know, really matter that much. But if somebody got a big ass successful channel and they can go live in Pua, like you said, she had nearly 3,000 people in there. If somebody carrying that much weight with their active viewing audience, yeah, they could say some shit that make you have to respond, because they can change the whole perception of you. And if you don't counter, then that's just gonna ride. It may, like Dirty Folks said, give it a week and everybody will forget, because that's, you know, these YouTube news cycles go real fast. So yeah, give it a week. Yeah, people got bad memory. They'll forget that just a month ago somebody said some of the most egregious stuff ever. They'll be right back in there rooting and cheering on a new topic when this person going at somebody else. So that's a factor in the equation as well. But let's go to Fantastic. Let's go to Fantastic before we get up out of here. Go ahead, Fantastic. You got the floor. You got the mic.
Where are you at?
I thought he dropped down.
Yeah.
Oh shit, Fantastic dropped down. I thought he was still on the panel.
He been gone about 30 minutes.
I know. Oh, I thought that was him. On my bad.
I did want to say one thing. I got a question for the panel, because I'm just curious. I don't have no beef with nobody. I'm just curious. But why is everybody coming at Angry Man? Like, I've been watching a lot of small channels shooting at Angry Man, and I don't always agree with everything he say, but I don't disagree enough to go against. You know what I mean? Because he showed me so much love too. So so when you talk about, I don't know who said it, but when you talk about, man, how come we can't be manosphere? How come we don't have to go off subscriber counts? I just watched a whole pod last night about how somebody with a small channel, not even monetized channel, spent 30 minutes cussing out Angry Man on somebody's small channel panel, and then made a whole show about it on their channel. Like, yeah, I got that. And Angry Man replied to it, but he never said a name, was like, yo, I'm not dealing with anybody with less than 200,000 subscribers anymore because of it.
I respect that. Yeah, I can respect it.
You know what I'm saying? So I think at the same time, man, there's a lot of guys that's only guys by gender, but they're strong, independent, single mama energy. and they want to be the better man. That's what my man called it. Be the better. You don't want to be better as a person. You just want to be seen as the better man to girls because they, and then they build a channel trying to break down men so they look like a better man, and nobody wants to go through that. You know what I'm saying? So it's hard. You don't build this up just to let some anal retentive person bring it down. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think the reason why Angry Man, it's a couple of reasons why Angry Man gets a lot of slack, right? First of all, he's angry. Let's just be honest. Anytime a person gets to use your emotional or you're angry against you, they're gonna do it, right? But at the same time, he's usually on his own side of things, right? And that's one of the reasons why I rock with him. He actually allows me to do a show on his Toxic Avengers network.
Okay.
So I like people that can think for themselves, which he often does. He's like, in this way, I think he's kind of like you, Bernard, where everybody has been talking about this thing from really one side, and then you'll come with a different side and say, well, what about this? And then he come, oh, well, listen, did y'all understand that you were doing this while you were up there? And it's like, oh, okay. You know what? We probably didn't even think about that. You know what I mean? So because when you have people that are very autonomous and they thinking and they think for themselves, people don't like that. They like blue or red. They like Republican or Democrat. They don't like independents, right? So they want you to pick a side and then down that side. And because I think he usually has his own side about things, he screams a lot at people, he's angry a lot, I think that makes him an easy target. And I've been seeing so many other channels making videos about him on a daily basis.
Yeah, I'll say this. And angry man, I mean, okay, there's sometimes I can understand he say some stuff that probably, rub people the wrong way, but it's some I'd say a good I mean, hell, if you really go deep dive and digging for it, it's some people that got an irrational level of hate and disdain for him that I don't understand. Like I'll never, but sometimes he ain't innocent. I think he'll admit that with some of the back and forth he get into with people. But then there's another branch of it that it just don't even make no sense how much hate they got for him. But moving along, this is the last person I'll go to. Shout out to everybody supporting the stream. I'm gonna get to the super chats real quick, but I almost ain't bring you up. Actually, I remember brought you up in the back. I ain't like that name, Scam Likely. I was about to bring up somebody named Scam Likely, but you're up here now, so go ahead.
Good afternoon, people.
All
right. My name is Scam Likely, and I'm here representing we haven't talked about the Troll Illuminati, who actually runs the Manosphere.
We haven't talked about what? We haven't talked about what?
The Manosphere in the spaces of YouTube. It belongs to the trolls. They run this. They support, and they run this.
You got a good point.
Trolls, the Manosphere is run by the very women that they spend 90% of their time complaining about.
Now you got to substantiate that claim. How is the Manosphere ran? And this channel is definitely considered a Black Manosphere channel. So explain to me, how is my channel ran by the women who I give some harsh criticism to?
Well, this is my first time to the channel, and salute to you. But I would say that the Manosphere is supposed to be about men being better. But I say black. It's supposed to be about blackity black, because we's black. We got to stick together.
No. You don't know what the Manosphere is. If you think it's about blackity black, we need to stick together.
See, and this is the problem with people not being intellectually dishonest. Because I'll get right to you, bro. You don't really even know who the whole Manosphere consists of. So that proves to me already you are coming in with a bias. You don't even know who Bernard is.
I know who Bernard is.
It's your first time here,
and I know who you are. Like I was saying,
has nothing to do. Okay.
The Manosphere.
Where did you get that blackity black? We got to
how could he know us?
Like,
that's not our motto.
Like we ain't over here in red, black, and green, right? And dashikis and shit. Like that ain't our thing.
About the Manosphere as a whole, the talking points is always all these modern women, all the women. What about that means 90% of everything that's going on in the brains about these women in Sierra's dress and all this stuff.
Okay, all right. So are you got a problem with black men making statements that are true about black women? Are you coming in here to tell us that we ought not critique the black woman? Because that makes you sound like one of the blackity black. We black, we got to
right.
stick
Right.
Actually, I'm not blackity black, but what I'm saying is the very things that they talk about, all of it is 70% got to do about the women, these women. And it's the worst of women, but they spend 90% of their time focused on those worst women. So I talk about.
Yes, this space was created because black men who didn't have a voice in media wanted to launch a counter argument to the nonsense that was put out there about black men quite often by black women. And so they offer a counter argument. And in addition to that, they speak to the men about, from a masculine standpoint, how they should move in regard in their dealings with women. So yes, women. This is a space that male interactions with women is a part of it. The breaking down the social dynamics between black men and black women, that's a part of it. That's what it's about. If you don't like that, there's plenty of other spaces where black men talk about other shit that you can go to.
Hold on, Bernard. That's not.
And this is life. Wait, and relationships is life. Relationships are a part of life.
Wait, bro. Before y'all go, that's not the real question. The real question is scam. Why do you have on an ascot with a wife beater? That's the real.
He don't.
Yes, he does.
All right, you got to go.
Shout out to Dirty folks. Shout out to Dirty. But yeah, this is a whole weirdo.
He gone.
And then he fixed it. Then he tightened it. He was like, "Yes, I do."
I tell you what.
Beta. Oh no.
Beta male.
That's vintage scam likely, man. That's vintage.
Yeah. Can't be sliding through trolling people, but
I knew I shouldn't have let him up.
That was fun. That was pretty funny. I like that.
I did not see that. I did not see that.
That's funny, man.
Oh my goodness. He came up here wearing a wife beater and a damn.
That is straight.
Hold on, wait, he's still in the back. I gotta
bring you back. Please bring you back.
I gotta blow my screen up and get another shot of this. Hold on. Don't do nothing crazy. Like you on the no-fly list.
I only got 6 words out, and then it came the same thing that I was telling you that y'all do. So I mean, it is what it is.
Why you untie your tie, bro? You
about women all day.
You should have left your tie on, bro. You should have left your tie on, bro. You ain't have to turn it off. All right. Pull up some super chats. Let me get through the last.
That was clap.
Oh my goodness, that was fucking funny.
That was clap.
Oh, I didn't see that. Okay, Dusty Nut says, "Don't worry about the wrench." No, you got a wrench. Thank you for all your support today. He says, "Don't worry about the wrench. Support Simple-ish. What did I say?
Simple-ish TV.
Simple-ish TV. Okay, Simple-ish TV. Remember, the gospel of the Negro Scrolls is just to support you all as brothers. Absolutely, 100%. Thank you for the super chat. Dusty Nuts back in with another one. Says, legend has it that the Negro Scrolls was found by an Australian archaeologist in an abandoned Altima, a Nissan Altima. Damn.
That is the black chicks. That is the classic black. Yeah, that is the typical black chick's car. It makes sense.
Yeah. When a black chick get her first halfway real job at a cubicle, at a call center. That's you go to any call center, you gonna see a bunch of Nissan Altimas out there all day. In a trunk with some decayed prostyle gel. Not all the books have been found, but the ones we have contained wisdom. Thank you for the super chat for that. He says Labeef could be petty. That's a greatness to works in the building. It says Labeef could be petty and call for action, strike on her channel. Action, strike her channel down. I don't think they could do that. I don't see how. They only responded because she tag boycott with their name in it. Yeah, that's why they responded, but I don't think they could do nothing to get her channel taken down. Azrael, first of his name, says he looked like bruh man when he went on an interview. Wow. All right, y'all, we got to get up out of here. I'd like to thank everybody. No, it was some other ones. No, I saw I think It's one more super chat. I think you missed one. No, two more. I got them. Hoop Jargon in the building says, "Get swole, Urkel, the fuck out of here." And Zero in the building says, "Y'all taking this guy serious who was wearing a tie and a wife beater. Let that sink in."
He brought out
5
Zero.
seconds, please. Yeah, he brought Zero.
He brought out
the clouds.
Zero.
He brought Zero out the clouds. All right. The night
right,
show
brother.
will be
Thanks for letting us up.
it will be Wednesday, Friday at 8 p.m. Wednesday and Friday at 8 p.m. I'd like to thank everybody who supported the stream in any way, shape, or form. I do appreciate each and every one of you. And with that said, ladies and gentlemen, we are out of here. Peace.